Welcome back to the Main Beam Podcast, episode 23. I'm one of your hosts, Brady Stockman.
I'm glad we're in double digits now.
We got Adam Weaver.
Howdy.
Landon is back on this one.
Yeah, I'm back.
Mr. Nick Locke is making another guest appearance.
What's up, y'all?
You might be able to hear him. He's just sitting over drinking beer, doing what Nick does best.
Doing what I do best.
Handing out beer.
Yep. And then we got two special guests tonight, Cade Galbraith.
How's it going?
Get closer to your mic, Cade, goddammit.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. And we got Mr. Hudson. What's up, buddy?
Good to be here. Thanks for having us, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're just going to talk a little. Actually, we don't have any path that this podcast is going to go on, but I think our first thing we're going to talk about is Cade and Hudson's interesting turkey story. So if you want to get into that.
Turkey season just ended here.
Yeah.
What, 2 days? What's
Yeah,
today?
the 5th. Today's the 7th, so it's the 5th was Sunday, the last day of season here in Missouri.
Did you guys see the final numbers that we killed here?
Oh, it was like
I don't-
47?
Yeah, no. Well,
43?
we
Well, we
ended
killed-
with like 43 in
We
adult.
killed
but-
43 in regular season, but there was like 3,500 or 3,800 in youth season. So it ended up being like the overall number was 47. Something.
Which
Yeah,
is
that's right. And
higher.
the youth season had 1,000 more birds harvested the year
Then-
prior.
Yeah.
No, it had 1,000 more birds this year than last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what he said.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you're good. Which is, I mean, that is
But
statistically
if
very
you do look at
significant.
if you do look at the weather though, which this year was pretty windy, but last year was like raining, nasty, 25 degrees out.
Yeah,
so like
true.
it kind of it's hard to I guess
Yeah.
compare.
But we were up 4,000 or 5,000 birds from last year. Or no, we were up more than that. No, we were up about 6,000 birds from last year, weren't we? Just in normal.
Does
need to
anyone
pull
know what the
email.
number was last
I think it was like 36 or 37.
year? No, I want to say we were 41 last year.
Really?
No. Are you sure?
I don't know. Someone look it up.
I think we were at 41 last year.
Anyways, we're a little bit up from last year, which we added the
All day.
the evening.
Which I don't know that it necessarily
think-
like changed a whole
Yeah,
lot
MDC reported 43,380 birds during spring turkey season.
of this year.
Yeah, and then last year was 34,825.
Really?
Yeah, so we're up like 8,000 birds from last year then.
2022
Holy moly.
was 26,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's crazy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and young hunters took 3739 this year, and last year it was 2566.
I was looking at it because it broke down like how many jakes were killed, how many bearded hens. Shout out to Drake. He's part of the 300 I think that were killed this year.
good job, Drake. Good job, Drake. Yeah.
But there was a lot of jakes that got killed this year.
I got one of them.
I mean, I felt like I saw a lot more jakes, but looking at like the broken down numbers, it was not that many more.
Really?
Like, seeing that we killed, what did it? It was like 8,000 more.
Yeah,
this year than
I
last year.
I think it was the evening opportunity. I think a lot more people got to go out after work, and kids got to go out after work. I'd like to see the number of kids that killed them after school compared to with normal youth season. I mean, fuck, they got one weekend, you know. So I'd say a lot of kids killed them this year that usually don't kill them probably after school and shit.
Yeah.
And a lot of people after work. I know there were several nights. I mean, if we got off in time, you could go roost birds or damn near kill one in the evening.
You know what I would give to have an all-day season when we were in high school?
Well,
the turkeys would have been
matter, huh?
destroyed.
I mean, we were skipping school either way. To go
yeah, I was about to
hunting.
say.
Actually, yeah. Take that back. I would.
more in high school
Hey,
than I do now.
Yeah, I couldn't talk my parents out of it. They'd be like, "Just go after school."
Yeah, that is true.
So I actually take that back. I like the 1 o'clock thing.
Yeah.
Because I used to be like, well, we can't hunt when we get out. Like, I got to go this morning. And then I was like, I didn't get nothing this morning. I got to go tomorrow morning.
The next 3 weeks, you know.
And then even if I got one, I'd be like, well, Brady or Max didn't get one. We need to go again tomorrow.
Fuck.
It's a team effort when you're
Yeah.
killing birds.
And it would turn into an all day.
I used to walk into the counselor's office like every other day and be like, "How many hours do I have until I lose my A plus?" And I had it. I had it down to like 3 hours by the end of turkey season.
That's how Max was. I think Max ran his all the way down to like 1 hour or some shit. Like, or he actually, I don't even know if it was his A plus or something. He ran maybe it was to where he
Still
couldn't
had to
even,
get good grades for that, you know.
it may have been to where he couldn't
I think
even,
he needed like a 2.3 GPA.
All right, yeah.
And I barely had that.
there was one that was like it was set to you had to have so many hours to go to prom or some shit, and I think Max was like 1 hour from not being able to go or some shit.
Oh, that would have broke his heart.
Oh, he wouldn't have cared.
Yeah, Max wouldn't have been too tore up about that.
No, not
He'd
at
have
all.
been in trouble by the old lady, but that'd have been it.
Yeah, I'll never forget one year at prom. I don't know if it was our junior year or whatever, but Tori killed a bird.
Right before.
Yeah, right before that morning of prom, and had Max was like, "Here, shoot my shotgun." 3.5-inch long beard, shelling it, and put a fucking bruise on her shoulder. So she had a big ass bruise on her shoulder all at prom.
I do remember that.
But
No, I almost, like, they weren't going to let me go to prom because between missing, like, turkey season, but whenever I got hurt playing football, punctured a lung, and I was out the whole time, they were like, "No, you can't go," or whatever. No. Whatever.
fuck it.
It is what it is.
But I guess before we get into it, if both you guys, Cade and Hudson, want to tell us a little bit, I guess, about how you guys started hunting from a young age, or just tell us a little bit about
What's
how
your
you got-
first memory of hunting?
Yeah.
I'd say my first. I didn't grow up. in
My
a,
first memory was when Curtis Martin took me.
That's one of them.
That's
but-
one you want to forget.
Yeah, that's ones you don't want to remember. So I didn't grow up in a hunting family. I kind of grew up in a hunting community out in Wardsville. And I always told my dad, I want to go hunt. I want to go hunt. I want to go hunting. And he had no clue about hunting. So first time we go hunting, I finally talked him into taking me hunting. 7 years old. It was deer season, youth deer season. And we go set up, and Dad's like, "Oh, I've been reading. We got to pee in these containers. We got to do all in the containers." So we were still in these containers. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning, and inside of a ground blind. And it was still dark outside, so we're peeing in containers, eating snacks, kind of out of the same container. Looking, you don't want to get the containers mixed up. So within 10 minutes, the sun comes up, deer pops out, I shoot it. It was an 8-point, and no, I'm not gonna go in that story. That's a different story.
Yeah.
But yeah, deer pops out, ends up shooting it. He thought I missed, so he felt bad. So he's like, "Well, we'll go to Bass Pro after this." "No, Dad, I shot it.
Yeah.
It didn't go anywhere." Well, we go walk and look for it, and there it was, laying down about 80 yards. And that was pretty much my whole story of the first deer. And
You
then
just kicked it off from there.
yeah, I kicked off from there.
So I take it your dad's snacks. It wasn't like allowed, corn nuts or something like that.
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
like
going on.
Adams.
It's
That was my story.
It's anything and everything. Corn nuts. He had fruit in there. He had
He had everything.
sliced cheese and chips.
He was baiting his deer.
And it's like we just got in. We only been in the blind for 10 minutes, and he had this whole plate full of
He had a fucking charcuterie board out.
pretty much.
He just rang a bell and a butler
Well,
came over.
The funny thing is,
What can I get you, Cade?
you know, if my dad's been hunting on the farm, if you go to the deer stand, and there's toilet paper on the ground next to the deer stand, and there's snack wrappers everywhere, then you look around and you see arrows in the trees.
He doesn't.
He brings arrows. No, he doesn't need a container anymore. He got past that point. No containers. But he'd get bored and shoot squirrels in the trees, and he would have luminox on his arrows, and the arrows get stuck. And I didn't believe it until I was like, "Why is all these arrows in the trees?" So one day I told
Looks
Dad,
like fucking Christmas out
Yeah, I
here.
was gonna say.
"Oh, it gets better. It gets way better." One day during rut, right before gun season, new farm we have. Dad goes sits on the other end of the property, and I sit right in the middle of the heart of the property. Go back at lunch. I was like, "Dad, I saw about 15 deer." He's like, "How many do you see?" I said, "How many do you see?" He's like, "I didn't see a darn one." And he was asking where I was. So I told him where I was. And he's like, all right. All right, cool. So then he's like, "I'm going to go out, new spot. I'm going to set up." I'm like, "All right." So he goes out, and about an hour later, I go out. And I get in my stand, look over, and there he was, 80 yards next to me. I was like, "Oh my gosh, no way!" And a deer comes by, walks past him, and then passes me, and it goes back to him, and he texts me. He's like, "Oh my gosh, I just saw 2 does." No,
I just saw 2 does.
no, it's the same deer. Same deer. And meanwhile, the deer's gone, so it's been like a spare of no time, like nothing going on, a little bored. Look over. I can kind of see my dad through the ground blind. And he just pulls back his bow. I'm like, okay, what is he shooting at? What deer? Like, I don't know. What is he going to shoot? And I just see, like, Star Wars laser shoot across the air. I was like, what? And squirrel falls out of a tree and jumps the tree. He pulls back again. He probably shot 9 of them that evening.
How many arrows does he take?
Oh, he brings a dozen every time.
Full quiver.
Full
I
quiver.
can attest.
I feel like he never collects them either.
Then, what did he tell you that one time about the...
the big bodied deer. Or big body deer.
Our farmers, we don't shoot does for the first couple of years to kind of build up the population.
Right.
So we're only shooting management deer, mature deer. And Hudson, tell him what he
Were
told
we
you.
bow hunting that evening?
We were he was bow hunting one spot. Hudson and I were bow hunting in a different spot together. And
We had sat all night and saw a few deer, whatnot, and we called it a night after it got dark. Walked back up to the cabin, and Tim was gone like an hour later than when we got back. And we're like, what the hell is this guy doing? And he gets back and he's grinning ear to ear like he just killed a massive buck. He comes in, y'all see anything? No, I mean we saw a couple. What we see? A couple does.
Yeah, we saw probably a handful of deer.
He gets back. Guys, I saw a massive deer tonight. And we're like, really?
We were like, how big? Like how many points? You know. He's
I
like,
don't know.
I don't know.
Big bodied deer. Big deer.
He said, big body. I was like,
How many points?
he's like, I tried to shoot it.
Try.
I couldn't hit. He's like, big body though, big body. Are you sure it wasn't a doe? No, I don't know, a big body. I was going to shoot it. I was going to shoot it if it came closer.
I think he shot a raccoon that night too.
Oh, talking about his deer from this past year. This is funny.
We just need to have your dad on.
Yeah.
This
Oh
is
my
funny.
God.
This past year,
Get shit out of that.
about 90% of the deer he's killed, he shot it in the butt. He hits the femoral artery and it dies right there in the head. I don't know how. Every time. So this past year, he goes hunting first, and he's so lucky, so lucky. He goes out the first time, behind the house, and within 20 minutes, this deer walks by. And he shows up like 10 minutes before sun goes down.
Was it big bodied?
Oh, he's those big body.
He's only shooting big bodies.
But okay, so for example, sun goes down at 7. He's shown up at like 6:10, like last second. That's how he rolls. He's not wasting time. And this deer pops out. He's like, I saw it was coming, and by the time it got here, it was dark, kind of dark. I could still see what it was, but I can't tell you the difference between its head and its butt. I pulled up to one end and I shot.
I swear,
And it hit.
he was walking backwards.
And then he's like, blood went everywhere. And I walked up to it, and then arrow was in his butt.
I just can't do it.
Dude, I kid you not. I'll show you the video.
Not a Texas heart shot though.
No. It was a good deer.
You're like,
Backhand.
Dad, you're shooting squirrels out of fucking trees. Like,
I mean, like here's a deer you shot.
jeez.
Damn.
It's a good deer.
Yeah.
You know what? At least you know, like, the
That was
front
back
shoulder
behind his
mount.
house?
Yeah, it's behind the house.
Damn.
That's a pretty good deer.
How many squirrels did he kill before that came by?
Oh shoot. He was shooting everything.
So does like he
Neighbors.
leaves,
What?
he leaves with a full quiver? Does he like come back with an empty quiver every hunt?
Here we go.
Oh my God.
The caption, so there's a massive hole. The caption says, what does it say?
Dad said didn't go 40.
Go 40.
Badass. Oh my God. It looks like a pretty nice deer.
Yeah, that was a good.
That was
deer.
probably a broadside shot too.
Oh, straight on broadside.
Big body deer.
Big body.
Big body deer wasn't gonna pass that.
Lizzo-sized deer walks out.
Lizzo sized.
Anyways, probably. You got first story when you go on the turkey story.
It don't matter.
What's your first hunting experience?
My first hunting experience would be Probably shooting squirrels in the front yard at our house in Holt Summit. That
Hell yeah.
every day after school, I'm seeing 6 to 7 squirrels in the yard, and I'm out of the car, loading the 22 up, and I'm out the door, just like ready. A couple of years of that go by, I get an albino squirrel in the yard.
Oh,
And
no way.
It was a neighbor's cat.
No, it was an albino squirrel. I'll take this to my grave.
6-year-old kid couldn't tell the difference.
I saw this thing every single day I got home from school, and he knew whenever I pulled in the driveway because I'd never see him after I came out of the
It
garage.
was
with the gun.
little Billy's ferret.
I mean, you could watch this thing from the window, but from the time you went and got the gun to get out there, he was gone. One day, I caught him slipping. I come home.
Call my
can
boy
see him.
lacking.
Yeah, I caught the ops lacking in the tree. I see him, and I get out there, and I took the 12 gauge with me that time, and I got him. I got him. I wasn't gonna let this squirrel get away. I've been seeing this squirrel for so long.
Said you a color change, white to red.
Killed it. I'm young, so I don't really know what to do with it. So I bag it up and put it in the freezer. Well, a couple of years go by. It was in the freezer a while, but we moved, and I'm not gonna say who, but somebody threw it away,
Oh.
and I never got that squirrel. And that was probably my first hunting memory. I kind of grew up turkey hunting and deer hunting. I was never big into it. I never had the patience. I got cold. Yeah. I didn't have the right gear. I'm sitting there. One of the biggest deer I ever saw was hunting with my dad, and I remember laying on the ground with my boots and socks off, and he's got my feet under his Carhartt jacket, and I'm laying on the ground. He's sitting on a 5-gallon bucket. My dad used to hunt. My dad used to hunt with a 357 Magnum with a red dot scope. That's what he hunted with, and that motherfucker would roll a deer.
Dude,
And
that
I'm
would be
sitting
so
there,
cool.
And he's got the pistol on his knee. I'm laying on the ground on my back, like, what are we doing here? And he looks up and he goes, "Don't move."
Big body deer.
I'm
Big
laying
body-
on the
big
ground.
body- big body
I'm
deer.
looking up at the trees. I don't know what's going on. I look like this over my head, and this massive deer, not a big body deer, but a big antler deer, is like 20 yards away. And I'm like, are you going to shoot it? I don't know what happened, but we didn't shoot it. But we'll come back to that because I'm pretty sure that's the deer that my brother killed. But yeah, I just never had the patience for it. And over the years, I kind of got to where I was enjoying it more. And I look back to when we used to have our family farm in Eldon, Missouri. And that was literally a breeding ground for monster deer. I think there was over 6 deer, over 150 inches taken off that farm.
It's a slept-on area.
Just massive deer everywhere. Every year you were seeing something big, and I was too young to appreciate that, so I never got to take advantage of that before the farm got sold. So who knows how many big deer I missed out on because I was wimping out at 8:30 because I was cold and bored.
How'd you get into duck hunting?
I got in my first duck hunt was with Cole Higgins in high school,
my.
and we're sitting. I don't remember what class we were sitting in, but we're sitting there, and he goes, "You want to go duck hunting this weekend?" I go, "What?" I never even heard of duck hunting. I was like, "What do I need?" You got a shotgun? Yeah. All right. So Cole Higgins.
Sounds just like, all right.
Cole Higgins, I think we left school early that day, too, to go. Jay picked us up and we went down, and I loved it. Just a cool environment. He was part of a duck club, and we got to go up, and we're sitting there drinking beer and having a good time. And I just love the social aspect.
Yeah.
You can hunt with all your buddies at one time. Deer hunting, you can hunt with some people. Turkey hunting, you can hunt with some people, but you can't sit there and
Bullshit.
chit-chat. And
Yeah.
Like with 6 people in the blind.
Yeah.
move around. Whether you're duck hunting public or private land, you're able to do that with at least 4 people.
Yeah. That's where I've grown to love it. Like, me and Landon never grew up duck hunting. Like, our uncle, Shane Wiggins?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's our uncle.
Yeah.
He big into it or whatever, and we've gone with him a couple times when we were younger, but never like grew up really in the waterfowl space at all. But like as we get older, I grow to love it more and more just because of the bullshit aspect of it. Like you get to sit out and BS with all your buddies, and it's not a like. Even though we take it serious, like, you know, at times, like you can still sit back and just like, and you can cook breakfast in the blind. There's not like a scent aspect to it, like deer hunting and shit.
Last year was our first like real year waterfowl hunting. I think my first waterfowl experience might have been whenever we went with Cade.
Oh yeah, that's true.
We went up there and
That was in high school.
Yeah.
We drove up
Yeah.
in the evening and smacked the piss out
You
of
guys
some
had a
ducks.
single shot for a shotgun.
Yeah.
So
all the pits were flooded, so we hid in the weeds.
yeah, all the pits are flooded for some odd reason.
They still are.
A lot of them are still flooded to this day.
To this day, brother.
For some odd reason.
No. I don't know. They were flooded, but we went up there. I knew there would be a good flight with a storm coming in. And
Yeah,
we shut
Kate,
them up.
Kate said, "Oh yeah, if you guys want to go, like just pick me up. We'll drive up there." And I'm like, "Fuck, I'll pick you up and we can drive up there. I don't fucking care." And I drove all the way up there and whatever. And I looked at the place and I was like, "Oh fuck, this looks a lot better than like the bullshit we've ever hunted."
Yeah, no, it was fun.
And whatever, we literally waddled our ass in, just laid in the grass, and it was like, I
Bird-
remember like all the ducks were just fucking zooming straight in.
They
I'm
were
like,
from
what
the skies
fuck?
and
Yeah.
just dropping in.
I remember I had like the shittiest pair of waders. I think they leaked. Like we're walking through, we got into a couple pretty deep like areas, and the first time you walk in waders or whatever, and kind of like unstable when you start getting in like deeper water, and I was like, oh, this ain't good, But
Not only that, but when you're walking through the marsh, you don't realize you're walking through crop ground. There's tractor
Yeah.
ruts in there,
Yep.
and they're deep.
yeah,
So I think after we all limited out, I guess, but after that it was kind of like, damn, we need a waterfowl hunt a little more. So we started going with Shane a little bit after that. But
take it back though, but. That night was like the craziest thing I've ever seen because like after shooting light and we were packing up and stuff, ducks were like landing on top of us.
yeah,
Yeah, we probably had that evening. Probably had close to 5,000 come.
yeah, like it was nuts.
Yeah.
And I think we'd hunted pass or
You hunted
Maybe-
Grand Pass.
yeah, like once or twice before, and it was just shit every time. We didn't know what the fuck we were
Yeah.
doing though. We had a bunch of just old decoys, and I mean, me and him didn't know.
I knew more than the people out sky busting them that were shooting. A duck would fly over us and be like, "Damn, look how high that duck!" Boom, 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 and
Yeah.
be like,
Why are you looking at me? Looking down.
I mean, we've told it before. I think was it before or after when we drew into Fountain Grove when I blew my shotgun up? That was after, wasn't it?
talking about duck hunt. I just saw one of the funniest things. So that the next duck hunt, I remember going to Eagle or
Yeah, it was Eagle Bluffs and
Eagle
teal
Bluffs
season
and
with
teal
Cade,
season?
Cade and
Cade.
Caden. Yeah,
and we.
Oh,
I shot like 5 of them. I couldn't even find. I was like, what? The
Yeah, but remember how early people were shooting? Remember, like 3 people shot.
30 minutes before.
Yeah.
3
oh,
groups.
that's every year.
Every year.
Nobody,
They were, "Pop, pop, pop, pop."
nobody knows that teal is at sunrise.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh yeah, 30 minutes before.
They were-
Wham! There goes a spoonie.
yeah. Yeah, it was funny afterwards. Like I think it was after me and you drew. Like we had some old decoys Shane gave us and whatever, some waders and shit. And we were like, it was rifle season, wasn't it? And we were like, if it's not worth a fuck deer hunting at the farm, we're just gonna go draw into Fountain
I don't
Grove.
think it was rifle season, but it was sometime.
Right there in the end of October or some
Yeah,
shit. And
sometime.
we drew in Fountain Grove, and the dude's like, well, where you guys want to go? Like, there's a fuck pile of people there, and you drove like
9, I
yeah, or like
I don't know.
decent, I guess. And he was like, where you want to go? We were like, fuck, I don't know. Like, where should we go? And he's like, go to this pit right here. So he puts us in this little pit, and me and Landon walked around for like fucking 2 hours.
We got lost.
trying to find this pit.
Walked up on some people deer hunting.
Yeah, we didn't know what the fuck we were doing. Yeah, it was terrible.
The water?
No, the guy told us.
Have
the
y'all
guy,
seen a hole in the ground somewhere around?
The guy told us he was because
water.
a lot of it was like the pit was more like accessible by boat, and so he's like walk down this levee all the way around, and then he's like you'll be able to like cross a little part there, and you'll be able to whatever get in the blind. Well, these other guys that didn't draw in were going deer hunting. Well, they walked down the levee and just split off to like the right, and we were supposed to go to the left. Me and Brady were lost or whatever. We ended up walking up. The dude was in a climber, like climbing
Flashing
up
a fucking light at
and I'm
us.
like, yeah, we're in the wrong area.
But we finally got in our fucking little pit, concrete little fucking hole in the ground or whatever. And the first group, we didn't know what we shouldn't even have been ducking. We didn't even know what the fuck we were shooting at. Like shit, birds were just flying in, and we were like, yeah, fuck, I don't know, shoot it. And so the first group comes rolling in, and we were like, oh, fuck, I guess shoot. So we just stood up and started we just stood up and started shooting. The first shell I shot, fucking banana barrel my gun.
Oh my word!
I was like, what the fuck? My choke was all fucking turned sideways, and my barrel was all fucking blown up.
He must have used steel in a lead full choke.
No, I had the right shells. I don't know what the fuck
I
happened.
would
but
say somewhere along the lines of him getting a mile off track, he
yeah.
managed to get mud or something.
No, I carried it in a case.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened. I don't know if my choke was fucking loose or what happened.
So then we were
blew
down
my
to,
gun up.
We were down to one gun, but I mean we knew a little bit about ducks, but I couldn't like look out there while they were flying and be like, damn, those are, you know.
You still can't.
No,
I still don't know. I was either send Drake or Nick a picture. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yep.
So anyway, me and Brady sat there and we shot a few ducks, and we were sitting there and I kind of heard this like splashing out front. I like peek up or whatever, and there's this little duck like paddling in front of us, and I'm like, Brady, there's a duck on the water. I think, you know, like we didn't know what the hell it was, and I'm like, should I shoot it?
Yeah, and I peek up and look at it. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck it is. Like it's like 2 yards away. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's just
fuck,
paddling
I don't know. I'm like, fuck, shoot it. Like, I don't fucking know.
So I like pop up out of the blind, you know, like expecting it to fly, and just kind of like paddling there, and I wham shoot it, and I go get in. It's got these big ass green teeth to it. It was a coot.
Yeah, I was like, fuck. He's like,
Grieve.
I was gonna say, it better not be a green.
No, it wasn't a grieve.
no. And yeah, it was funny. We picked it up, and we were like, damn, pretty sure this is a coot. I'm like, I think I've seen like pictures of them before or whatever. And we were just sending
We were sending my uncle pictures, or we were looking at duck charts and stuff or whatever.
Yeah, it was fucking bad. But we got better after that. So now I don't go with it. I don't go unless I'm with someone that's like, oh yeah, shoot that or don't shoot that.
Oh, we killed.
It was fun.
We didn't even have a call. Like we didn't know what the hell we were doing. We just wanted to go. We had no clue.
Yeah, it was
Out
hilarious.
there doing the goose dance.
Yeah,
Bring them in.
that's right.
But no, the good thing about, that place, the pit we hunted, everyone else had to get out at like 1, and we got to hunt all day.
Yeah, we had a little bit. What we killed a spoonie.
I killed the hen spoonie before I blew my gun up.
We killed a wood duck.
Golden eye.
We
Yeah, I killed that golden eye.
The female golden eye.
We shot a.
What the fuck? We
A
shot
coot.
we shot like fucking 6 or 8 different ducks. Or
We
some
didn't know what the
fucking
hell
weird
we
shit.
were
I
doing.
don't
We were
know.
just shooting whatever flew by.
Yeah, at the end of it, I was like, well, I don't know. I guess we're good to leave. So we just fucking packed up. Like, I don't fucking know.
Oh, actually, the guys that were over there deer hunting killed a pretty nice like.
Oh yeah,
buck.
that's right. And we were back
We
to the
helped
truck.
them drag it out.
Yeah, we were back to the truck at like 1 o'clock, and we were like, we'll go back and eat lunch. And we were sitting at the truck, and they came out, and they were like, you guys want to help us drag out a deer? We shot a pretty nice deer back there, so we helped them drag. I mean, it was probably 125-inch 8-pointer.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't bad.
Yeah, I mean for public or whatever, I guess. I don't know what kind of deer are around there. I assume there's got to be some decent deer.
Well,
around.
he shot it, and then I think a bigger one had come by or something, or he
Yeah.
missed a bigger one, shot it. He was telling us some kind of story, and I was like, yeah, sorry, we were the dumbasses that walked up on you this morning looking for our duck hole.
Yeah, I just know where we were hunting. It was like our pit, and then like literally 30 yards to our right was like the refuge or whatever. And the dude like had told us, he's like, oh, if you shoot a duck, he's like, do not go in there. And so the whole time we were like, fuck.
I think that's the only reason we actually killed ducks, because they were flying over and they'd get low enough whatever coming into the refuge, and we'd just be like, yeah, they're flying over, wham, you know, and
So
like
they laid on the levee.
That was an experience. But
yeah, that was me and Brady's first duck experience by
we've
ourselves.
slowly got into it more. Like we're gonna go to North Dakota with Nick this year, so that should be exciting. But I don't know.
blast.
I like it. I like it just because I get like after we usually don't get into it until like goose season and snow goose or whatever, and go here and there. But we're so busy deer hunting, it's kind of.
I'm amazed at how like what you guys know, or like watching birds fly and being like, oh, that's whatever duck it is.
Yeah, that's what amazes the shit out of me. Like whenever we're goose hunting, or like you and Caleb or Drake, they always say shit, and I'm like,
I can tell now, like, oh, that's a group of teal just by the way they fly and like the size of them. But
Drake's
like
a different breed when it comes to talking about birds.
yeah, dude, Drake just knows. Like
Or it just almost feels like, I don't know, like learning your colors in kindergarten.
oh, I feel like I
Down to
have
10
Down
when
syndrome.
you
I feel
see
like I
that.
have Down syndrome when Drake's talking about ducks. I'm just like,
How long have you been hunting ducks?
how did you get into waterfowl hunting?
Caleb Ray took me for the first time.
Big Dad Caleb, shout out to Caleb.
I was a freshman. I went goose hunting on Thanksgiving Day for the very first time.
absolutely.
Right
So-
from high school.
So about 9
About
years.
8 years, yeah.
Years. I've been doing it for about 17.
Yeah, you've been doing it a lot longer than I have.
Damn, you dove
used
in deep then for
Yeah.
only doing it since freshman
I
year.
used to be diehard deer hunter, and
Yeah, well, that's what I remember you as in high school. Like anytime we seen FTA posts or anything, you guys were always deer hunting.
that's
so
all I ever did was
Yeah.
deer hunt. I ate, slept, and breathed it, and I went goose hunting one time. And,
like, fuck
well,
this
actually, I
deer.
take that back. It took like, I bet every bit of 5 or 6 times of him taking me before
Yeah.
we ever killed a single goose. It was awful. It was like, looking back now, like, how did I enjoy this? But like you were saying, it's just the camaraderie you get in the woods.
Yeah.
You get to go out, you get to eat breakfast with your buddies, and like, you get to pick on D for shooting
Yeah.
at a goose at 70 yards before as you're walking to the blinds, and he'll never live it down.
No,
like
no.
just all that shit is just, that's why I love waterfowl.
Yeah, that's what I've grown to like. And like I said, me and Landon, it got to where like at a certain, we've said it 1,000 times on here, but it got to where like when we were youth, we were like, oh, can't wait to hunt by ourselves. Can't wait to hunt by ourselves. Hunted by ourselves for 1 year, and we were like, well, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
You just don't have as much fun. So then once we started filming and hunting together, it was more like, okay, we can sit longer. Like you have double the eyes. Like we'd killed way more shit hunting together than we ever did sitting by ourselves.
I feel like a lot of it too is with waterfowl. It's kind of like, mostly speaking, all geese look the same. I mean, there's different species obviously, but it's like if you miss that goose or whatever, it's like not the end of the world. But like you go out hunting after a giant deer and
Yeah.
something goes wrong. You don't just wait for the next flock to come in.
Yeah, unless you say you missed that goose and you saw it had some jewelry on it.
Yeah,
like
that's
it's-
true.
And you're like, ah!
I mean, you get like a target deer or a target turkey even, and then you got a hit list for ducks.
Yeah.
So
I could see that.
You kill your mallards and your teal and your shovelers and whatever, but then there's always one. that you
I want
wanna
to kill
get.
that bitch.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
To
that's
me,
what I want.
It's
And if
not
you
necessarily the species for me. It's the destinations, the people you get to meet along the way,
Oh, I love
I-
the
oh.
places.
the
That's-
places, the people, the experiences. I've hunted ducks in a lot of different places, and every single place is different. But
Very
duck hunting
unique.
is
Yeah.
still the
Right,
same.
yeah.
Like it's the same,
Yeah.
but it is every area. Just even across southern Missouri, central Missouri, northern Missouri,
Yeah.
you kind of hunt them all completely differently.
Right.
Like we
there's so
hunt.
many ways to do it.
Oh yeah, there's no right or wrong way. Like the way that we do it around here versus the way we do it when we go and hunt Quincy Bay. Just
Yeah.
literally the border of Missouri and Illinois, or when I go to Kansas, the border of Kansas. Like it is all completely different.
Yeah, all the landscapes are different too. There's so many. That's what like just going with you, hunting in Iowa compared to here or whatever. It's just so everything's so different.
Numbers,
Yeah,
the way they feed, the way they love,
Yeah.
the where they go, where they hang out. It's just birds. They're awesome.
Different migrations,
Yeah.
Mississippi, Central, and stuff like that.
that's what's so wild to me. Like, I mean, obviously, I don't know shit about duck hunting, but like just compared to down here when we've killed whatever mallards and different shit. But you go up to like Iowa where Steve and Drake and them are, and they're shooting all like divers and all kinds of they're sending us videos, all these different shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Like they'll shoot limits of fucking mergansers and all kinds of weird shit up there.
They love McGrander.
Yeah, dude.
For some damn reason. I don't know why.
Like they've shot in like 4 or 5 man limits of buffleheads and all kinds of weird shit up there.
That's cool.
10 mans of coots.
I don't know if you'd want to eat it.
Yeah,
though.
they're the only people I know that have shot a 10 man a coot.
Okay.
And then
That's
like
nuts.
enjoy it.
And then
That's nuts.
They eat them,
Yeah.
clean them, and eat them all.
ingest it. They literally
Mainly just
ingest it.
Steve. Mainly just Steve, I think. He
Big
eats-
country.
Big country.
Dude,
Drake
we
will
were,
do it because he has to. But
I was up there in teal season or like early.
Rest in
duck
peace,
and
Blue
stuff.
Stomach.
We'll go and like duck hunt the morning and stuff, and once it gets slower, we've killed our ducks. They'll start going and shooting like snipes and rails that are in season up there, and I'm like, you're shooting little birds like this and grass, and I'm like, what for? It's just
Because you can.
yeah. I guess.
They're fucking
we'll
animals.
no,
they're
like-
animals up there.
No, if you shoot it up there, you clean it like they'll clean all the rails, all the snipes, or
Drake was down
What
here.
are the rails that
for
we were
a-
shooting? What were the things that were popping out of the?
them little. Yeah, every one of my shot
Like-
was like after I'd shoot it, it would just be like poof. There'd be like 2 feathers left, and I was like, well, there ain't nothing left of that one, But Steve somehow he'd come back with them, stringer full of them.
Well, they don't fly away. So you can shoot them at one end of the water and walk around and shoot them at the other.
Yeah.
Chasing them back and forth.
I really do like the place. Like we've gone quite a few places deer hunting, but like duck and goose hunting, I feel like you get to like. Obviously, Nick, you travel a lot more for that shit, like North Dakota, South Dakota, and shit like that. But over the years, we've fallen in love with just like the little towns you go to. Like me and Landon stayed in Plainville, Kansas last year, like a bumfuck Egypt town out there, and it's like one gas station, one little restaurant, and like whatever. And we'd go in, and you just start talking to the locals, and it's like, damn, like this place is fucking
No,
cool.
it was really cool. This lady was sitting in the coffee shop we were talking to her, and they had a really damn good coffee shop with breakfast or whatever. And she was like, "Well, I just live down the road or whatever. My place is the one the tornado just hit." I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah, just it's the people and the places that it takes you. I think that like I enjoy it. Like the journey getting there. Like even though we most of the time we don't kill shit wherever we go, or if we do, it's kind of icing on top. But it's like the people and the places you go that really
Yes.
really makes it worth it.
I think the older we've gotten, just like traveling and like chasing the same thing, like even turkey hunting, where we were just out in Kansas.
Yeah.
It's just so much different chasing them birds out there than here. But you're still hunting, turkey.
Yeah.
It's just different what they do, and it's kind of funny because when we were out there chasing them Rios, I had different people be like, when I posted the video on my story or whatever, they gobble so much different than the birds here. Like, yeah, they sound like a.
It's literally I can the only thing I can compare to it sounds like fucking kids. It's like a child turkey, just a yeah. It's so funny.
Like a weird laugh.
Yeah, that's what I told Landon. Every time they'd gobble, I was like, "What the fuck?" I just laughed my ass off at it. I'm like, "What the fuck? It sounds stupid."
And they're not like a really deep like an Eastern, that's just
that heart pounding. Yeah, the
Yeah.
heart pounding.
yeah, just that echo through there, So it's like it's hard to judge the distance sometimes because you'll hear them and be like,
Yeah, it's like, fuck, are they 70 yards or 200 yards?
Yeah,
I feel like it's got to be hard to tell like the difference in a Jake and a Tom gobble too.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
and they're so grouped up.
oh,
out
it
there.
is, Nick.
It's so hard to tell out there. Like, it's like the birds stay grouped up. Like, it's never like, oh, you hear one bird here. Like, out here, you may hear a bird on this ridge, or 2 over here. It's like out there, it's like 5 birds, and like, it's like they stay grouped up. So it's like,
Well, that's because there's like 3 trees they can roost in, so they can't really spread out.
yeah, they sound off, and
They're
it's
pretty
just like
limited to what they can.
I don't know. It's just different out there.
It is definitely different. That's for sure.
One thing I want to get into, Hudson, how'd you get into cooking? Because you're like a chef, a big time chef now, huh?
That's kind of a long story. I always liked cooking. I grew up cooking with my grandparents. I come from like 2 completely different styles of cooking. Like Mom's side was all fried, like country fried. If you can eat it, you can fry it on that side. So me and my grandpa would go to the farm pond and catch bass, bring it back. We'd scale them out. Grandma would fry them. We eat bass, catfish, fried asparagus, fried okra, fried everything, you know. And then
asparagus?
oh yeah, it's
Like
money.
deep fried?
Oh yeah.
Huh.
I'm about to
Oh, yeah.
try
I'm
that.
about to-
That sounds good.
I've always
That's,
had it, like, on the grill or on the Blackstone.
Don't be
Yeah.
stealing my recipes now. But other side is Greek Italian and completely different style. And I like to eat, you know. So I might as well learn how to cook good food. I grew up kind of doing that, and then when I was 13, I was diagnosed with leukemia, and I was stuck in a hospital bed for so long. And you can only watch so much TV when you're watching it all day, every day. I started watching cooking shows, Chopped, you know, guys, diners, drive-ins, and dashes, and whatnot. And I was like, damn, this shit looks good.
Yeah.
I
Let me
wanna
get
do
some of that.
this. So fast forward a little bit. When I was a sophomore at Elias, JC's Nichols Career Center opened up the culinary arts program
Yep.
as a trial run, and then my junior year was the first like official year that sending schools could get into it, and I got into it, and I loved it. I was good at it. I started doing a little competing and whatnot, and then decided to go further my education in college. I ended up going to Johnson County Community College for a year. I lived with some people that my parents were friends with. It was kind of an odd living situation, but it was good for me. I didn't get the social aspect of college that I
Yeah.
kind of was wanting to get because
You were cooking all the way through it.
yeah, I was
Oh, yeah.
working 45 hours a week and then going
Really?
to class for 14 hours
Yeah.
during the week, and I went to class Monday, Tuesday, and I worked Wednesday to Sunday, and that's all I did for that year.
Were
And-
you cooking at a restaurant?
yeah, I was at a restaurant in the Plaza at Kansas City.
Really?
That's since closed since COVID, but I learned way more at that restaurant. The chef was awesome. We had a good crew. We all got along good. Big open kitchen, so everyone sat around and watched you cook, and you got to interact with the customers while you were cooking because they're always asking, like, "What's
Yeah.
this? What's that?" And you're sitting there, and you can let them try stuff as you're making it, and it was just awesome.
That's so cool.
And then I ended up moving to Springfield for more of the social aspect of college, but while still going to OTC and doing culinary school. And I ended up working at a hotel in Springfield. And that was fun. It wasn't exactly kind of my thing, the hotel scene. And then I graduated, moved back, and I ended up getting a job at the Missouri Governor's Mansion. I was there for a while, and then I left there and kind of started to do like private caterings and private events, and I really liked that because I was my own boss and I got to do whatever I want, and people just would ask me like, "Hey, can you do a wedding rehearsal?" Yeah, how many people? It was a little too big to do a full-blown wedding by yourself
Yeah.
because 300 people by yourself's a lot.
Yeah, so that's a lot of food to cook.
My max that I kind of tell people is like 50, and I kind of do like a buffet style if I'm doing it. But
That's still a lot. Like, I feel like that's.
yeah, it's a lot of work for one person.
So would you just do that out of like your kitchen at home?
yeah,
That's
sucked.
fucking.
if you're trying to do like a commercial grade scale of
Yeah.
cooking out of a home, it's very hard to do.
Oh, yeah.
I could
there's-
see that.
There was times where I would have stuff prepped at 3 different houses and 3 different refrigerators. I'm running like a chicken with my head cut off to go get everything and ready for the one dinner that I'm doing or whatever. But it was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like an adrenaline rush, like hunting, you know. It's just something that I like to do, and when I get in my groove, I'm in it, and I'm going to do it.
That's awesome.
And then I was fortunate enough to kind of get plugged in to Habitat Flats through my brother working there, and I got in touch with some of the owners, and they were like, "We're coming up for a week, and we'd like you to cook while we're here." And I was like, "Perfect. I'll call off work all week. I'll be there.
Yeah.
What time you want me there? What you want? Here we go. Let's do it." So I was doing that for probably
What, a season, 2 seasons?
3 seasons, I would say. I started doing that, and
Okay.
then more like every year, a couple more of them would ask me to come do it. And then this last year, they decided they're building a new lodge. So Habitat Flats getting a brand new lodge, and the owners went to a vote to bring me in to the kitchen to kind of change the ways that were going on in the kitchen. And I got the call last fall that they were going to bring me up, and I was like, hell
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
That's exciting, dude.
So I got to go up and cook for a group of clients for the end of snow goose season. It was the last week of snow goose season, and one of the guys asked me, he said, "Do you want to come up and cook for this last group of clients?" And I was like, hell yeah. Let's do it. And I had a blast. I got in there and I had free reign in the kitchen. I got to do what I wanted, and kind of, it was like a trial run, I would say, just to kind of figure things out and how things rolled, because the lodge is weird because their main focus is hunting, and food is second to hunting. So you got lunch that should be going out at 11, but if these guys haven't killed their birds, they're not going to be here for lunch, and you gotta plan for that. And dinner's a little more lenient in time scheduling, but I like to be spot
to a
on.
T.
Like, dinner's at 6, dinner's gonna be ready at 6. You better be saying grace at 6 or 5:55. But my goal is kind of get that more to a certain point, and they're obviously not gonna change because of hunting, but
Right.
I think it's gonna be awesome. I'm so excited.
Yeah, dude, that's so cool. I'm
got
pumped.
to-
I'm pumped for you.
Yeah, that's an awesome opportunity.
Yeah.
I've got to kind of help design the kitchen for the new lodge and help order equipment of what I need. And I've basically told, whatever you want and need that's reasonable, let's do it, because we want to go balls to the walls this
Yeah,
year.
absolutely.
That's
I know they say in guiding, when Cole was on here, he said there's two things you got to have when you're guiding, or you're running a guide service, and that's cold beer and hot food. And I feel like the way Habitat Flats does it, like bringing you on as like top tier chef for food, is going to be like huge for them.
I think it's just going to be a better experience for the client
Absolutely.
this season. I don't think that any client from last year is going to be like, "Oh, this is the same shit we've been getting for the past 4 years we've been coming here."
Right.
I don't think anyone's going to be like, I'm going to change the perspective of their food that they're
Absolutely.
getting for that year. I'm going to try to incorporate the ducks that they're killing, because a lot of guys will come up and they'll hunt, and they don't necessarily, they're not like taking their ducks home. They're there to hunt.
Yeah,
they're
there for the
shoot stuff.
experience. Yeah.
Because not all the clients that come are hunters.
Yeah.
A lot of clients that come up are just business trips.
Yeah.
That like team building shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're just coming up to get a weekend off work and have a good time, like bachelor parties.
Right.
Everything. They come up for everything. But the food previous has just not been what it should be for the amount that they're paying for, and I'm hoping to change that. My feedback from that last week in the snow goose season was very reassuring. And I think those guys were like, "Damn, like we haven't had this before."
Yeah.
And that was very reassuring to me, because I'm my own worst critic when it comes to the stuff that I'm doing. So them telling me that it was amazing and it was the best, lodge food that they might have ever had was awesome, and I can't wait to do that
That's so cool.
for the whole next season.
So you got like a menu that you're going to offer, or you just kind of like
Winging
you're going
it.
to do what you want and serve it?
As of right now, I'm kind of like, my goal is to do a different meal every day for the whole season. I'm in charge of lunch and dinner. I'm not in charge of breakfast. Breakfast is kind of grab and go stuff
Yeah.
in the mornings for them. there is a lady that comes in. She does some like breakfast burritos and whatnot because the guys are getting up at 4:45 in the morning to go hunt. And I'm coming in at 8:30, 9 o'clock to start lunch and get it out and make sure that they can get stuff out to the blinds if they need it and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, kind of lost track of what we were talking about. I got to rambling.
Oh, no, I was just asking, like, if you had, like, a menu or they limit you to, hey, we're going to put, like, this is going to be the set menu, or they're giving you all the reins of, hey, so, you cook whatever.
I'm kind of in charge of doing whatever. I'm going to request that all the new clients that are coming in let me know of food allergies because that last weekend of snow goose season, I had some surprise fish allergies that I had to work around, which caught me off guard, and that was something that they need to figure out and that needs to be a requirement.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, I could.
Because I don't want to get. I don't
You book your trip.
I don't. Yeah, you need to let them know if there's a fish allergy or whatever, just so I can prep for that and have something of the same quality as what I'm serving that you can have that is not going to make you sick.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
But as of now, not really a set menu. There'll be some things like roll over, like we'll do a big crab boil and a shrimp boil pretty often, which is awesome.
Yeah.
You know?
That, can't beat that.
But other than that, it's just kind of off the cut. Like I'll have some sort of a base menu. Like there's always going to be a protein for every dinner and lunch.
Better be.
Yeah, we're not doing a salad.
Ain't no fucking vegan shit around here. Hell no.
But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try and do whatever I can that I know how to do, and I'm gonna try to do it the best I can for them.
Yeah.
Because if I do my best, that means I'm gonna get paid more. So
Yeah, absolutely.
and that's my goal, to be the best. So,
Yeah. Yeah, there's no point with anything, honestly, whether you're, cooking or you're hunting or anything, like, no point in not trying to be the best,
And
Be the best you can.
I try to be the best.
Yeah.
like
Cade is the best.
Cade.
with not
Especially
having to
on campus.
do breakfast every day, I could hunt every day duck season if I really wanted to. I don't know if I'm that dedicated, but I'm gonna get my hunts in. So I just won't be able to hunt as long. I'm gonna have to be done by 8. We're done by 8 most of the time anyway, so it's not that big of a deal.
You guys are right close to the same area though. You could probably duck hunt and be back by.
So my farm from the lodge is what, 10 minutes?
Yeah,
It
his
can't be
farm's
that
really
far.
close.
So Shane's right there in Triplet, and he's right there next, right there around you guys.
My
So.
farm is directly south of the refuge. His is the flats, lodge is on the north. end of the
Yeah,
refuge.
yeah. I say Pete's pit that we hunt up
Isn't
there.
too far either, is it?
Where I hunt is about
30 minutes.
25 minutes from Sumner.
South of me.
Yeah,
I'm in Bosworth, is
Okay.
where my kind of HQ is.
Are you gonna stay there, or are you gonna stay like
No.
at the main lodge?
Yeah, the guides and I will not be staying at the lodge. They rent out a like an old bed and breakfast. It's not really old, but it's like a big building with 3 or 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, full kitchen. Like it's fairly nice. There's not internet out there, so you got a hotspot, whatever you're trying to look up or whatever. But the lodge has Wi-Fi and everything. They got all the amenities, but
sick.
we're not quite status to stay at the lodge yet.
Gotcha.
Maybe one
not
day.
not even
maybe
in the
one
new
day.
lodge?
Maybe after this year. We
Yeah,
might be.
yeah.
I'm hoping to change things around there.
So what? Are you doing a dessert with it too, or they got someone else doing a dessert?
There will be some desserts there. I plan on doing some desserts, but dessert's not my main.
Yeah,
my main
bacon.
thing, because
Bacon's a whole different thing than cooking a
a lot of the guys are just wanting to eat and drink.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
They don't care about a fancy dessert.
Yeah.
They're more there for a good plate of food.
So
and,
give them a fucking chocolate chip cookie, and they're probably good.
Yeah.
It has
And there's
I can
always
see that.
cookies and
Yeah.
just grabbable snacks there. But my main focus is lunch and dinner, and then those guys are there to have a good time. They don't really care about a dessert.
Absolutely.
Honestly, there's nothing better than out hunting and, after a long day and having, like, a damn good meal with a cold drink.
Mm-hmm.
Can't beat it.
Yeah, so we go with a guide every year for like the past 5 or 6 years out to Kansas pheasant hunting, and the one thing they do to a T that keeps us coming back is the food and drinks. Like they have whenever you sign up, it's what beer do you like, what mixed drinks you like, and you come in your lodge. They got hot food, hot breakfast in the morning. You got lunch, and then they serve you a hell of a dinner every night. And honestly, me and him have gone out just to film before, and paid the $150 for the weekend or whatever it is.
That whole trip, like the pheasant hunting is fun. But I think aside from that, like the whole thing that we all go to look for the trip is just to go down there and hang out, because they give you like your own little house, and the garage is basically they finish it off and they put pool tables in there, shuffleboard, card table. And so we'll take 8 and the house typically sleeps 12, doesn't it? Some of them sleep more than that.
Yeah, I think it sleeps 12, but I mean, like this year.
If you have over 8, you get your own house. Like if you just go out with a few people, sometimes they'll like split you with some other people. But we always take enough. We get like our own place. I mean, honestly, it's awesome. We all sit around, drink, play cards, blackjack, whatever.
Yeah,
pool.
I say you shoot your pheasants in the morning, then you come back and you get to sit for the rest of the whole rest of the day and just drink and bullshit.
Do nothing but bullshit with a bunch of guys and do whatever.
Most of the time, when you're out on a guided hunt, you're in the middle of nowhere anyway.
Yeah,
exactly.
There's nothing to do.
Yeah.
So if the hunting shit, the food better be legit.
Good. Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
True. That is true.
Yeah.
You can always make small talk and play cards and, play bags or whatever. But if you're paying a lot of money to go to a lodge,
you want
maybe
some good food.
Hunting's hunting. Hunting's going to be what it's going to be. You could pay for the best lodge in the whole world, and you're not necessarily guaranteed to kill anything.
I agree. Especially with weather depending and everything else.
I guess as far as like outfitter goes in Missouri, Habitat Flats got to be up there in the top, not?
They're top
They're
in the
like
nation.
top in the nation.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was gonna say,
Like they've well surpassed anything in Missouri.
Oh, that's what I thought. I thought it was like the best of the best type shit.
Yeah,
For waterfowl, I think they're like number 1. I think.
they're
Really?
pretty damn close.
Or they're up there. I don't know if they're number 1, but
That is cool. And you said so you'll get to hunt some mornings and will you get to hunt like there with?
So that's the spotty area because, and I don't know for sure. I know I'll have a place to hunt at the spot that I hunt or with Cade, whether he's coming up, and I would love to hunt with Cade as much as I can. If he's going up and he texts me and said, "Hey,
we got big body ducks to shoot.
We got big body. We got big body ducks to shoot. I'm gonna be there. He's not coming up every day, obviously. But
I'll be busy in St. Louis.
Yeah, like on a slow day, like if we didn't have that many clients and a guide was free, I might be able to go out with them, and I would assume that would be all right. And we've kind of talked about that, and I think it would be, it's just like a changeover day when the clients are leaving, and clients are coming in. Maybe we get out for an afternoon hunt, which would be fun. But they don't afternoon hunt a lot of spots because they're saving birds for there's just so
new
many
clients coming in.
There's so many birds on those spots in the afternoon. They don't want to bump them out of there.
There's a lot to duck hunting and managing properties that you don't know.
Thousands of ducks that come in every night to roost in those holes that those guys are hunting.
Yeah,
like we'll go out and when I'm up there, I'll ride around with my brother, and we'll go to his spot that he's hunting for that week or whatever, and we'll just glass ducks, and it just looks like it's raining all like till it's dark, till you can't see that bird in the air, just funneling.
Kind of like how my farm was that evening.
Yeah.
Every single night.
So how much older is your brother than you?
He's 4 years older.
4 years old, and your brother guides, correct?
Yes. He's guiding at Habitat Flats right now.
Very cool.
He got a property right across from mine.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll be damned.
And we limited it out. Birds. We were hunting right next to him one morning.
The birds that would come over us first and go to him.
Hey, fucker, we just shot your birds. Yeah. Good luck, bitch.
We pulled up to his farm that morning. I saw his truck, and I texted him. I said, "Are you hunting right here?" And he goes, "Yeah, where are you at?" I'm like, "We're right next door. We'll be done in a little bit."
Yeah, hey, hold up, listen.
I think
you hear that shit? That's me, motherfucker.
But I think it was so windy that morning, we didn't even hardly hear him shoot.
I think we shot a 5-man in like 25 minutes, 30 minutes, and they had I think one guy, and they were done to like 11.
They limited out, but they weren't they weren't done in a half an hour.
I think
like we
did he
were.
only have like 1 or 2 guys or something like that?
Yeah, he said
Yeah.
they could not shoot for shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say
we
that's
see that
another-
in whatever Kansas. We know a couple of the guides out there pretty well, and every year.
I see that when you guys come.
Hey, bitch! I don't.
But then again, that rolls back to what makes duck hunting fun. you
Yeah,
know?
absolutely. No,
It's back
it's
to the camaraderie.
yeah, it's fun just giving people shit. I know.
yeah.
I mean, I know I suck fucking ass at shooting shit flying, but every year when we're pheasant hunting's not. They get up at 5 feet. I mean, you can fucking point your gun from your hip and shoot them most of the time, But every year when we're out there, we know some of the guides now, and they're always like, yeah, we're. In all honesty, the operation they have out there, if you don't shoot your birds by 9 or 10 o'clock, you suck ass.
Yeah.
And they'll be out there till like 4 or 5 in the evening with like 2 or 3 guys trying to shoot their birds, and like, dude, we've jumped up like 200 or 300 pheasants, and the fucking people cannot shoot. Like, but it's just part of it. I mean, it's their job to take care of them and whatever, keep going. But yeah, I'm sure they see some shit at some of them places.
How often do you guys go to Dakota to bird hunt?
I went 5 times last year.
5 times last year. Are you going this year?
Yeah.
What about next year?
I'll go.
every year.
Next year,
I don't know if I'll go
I'll
next year.
ever
Next year, I really want to go to Canada, but I said that last year too.
Yeah.
I leave there and I can't stay away. Like last year, I went up there for snow goose, early goose,
Is this North or South Dakota?
North.
north.
Okay. I want to go. I'm just
Dude,
busy with school.
Yeah.
Like
It's
crap.
insane. It's insane. It's just the people up there, the country up there. Just
You're hunting.
I can't
fresh
wait.
birds, Fresh birds.
not always.
Not always.
The
Not hunting stale birds like
2 years ago,
December in Missouri.
you'll be surprised
Oh.
how fast they get stale, because like there's a lot of competition. There's times where like if I see birds touch down in a field, most of the time it doesn't matter if it's the first group. If I see 50 in a field, if it's got potential to hunt, it's got a good hide, and there's birds in it, I'm typically making a phone call. Whether there's 5, 10, 500 birds in that field, 5,000 birds in that field.
Right.
Because if you wait, there's going to be another truck or 5 or 10 sitting on that field trying to get hold of that same landowner that you are.
Yeah. I'm excited for it this year. That's something. Well,
But I like I said, I went up there twice for ducks, and then for snow goose again, and I've made a ton of connections up there. I have a lot of people that help me out before I get up there and kind of tell me this is where they're at now. This is what they've been doing. They haven't been feeding in the mornings. They've been feeding in the evenings, or they're feeding in the mornings, not in the evenings. They're feeding heavy twice a day. They're not feeding at all.
yeah.
I'm like, well, I just want to cancel my trip, and then it never fails.
Fuck
like,
me. God damn.
I always go by the rule of thumb. Like I've tried making long weekend trips up there, taking like 4 days up there, and it's almost undoable. I would say 80% of the time it's day 3 before I ever hunt, because finding the birds can be tough.
Yeah.
Finding like
Birds that you can hunt.
yes, it's not always the skies are black like you would think.
Yeah.
This year when we went up there snow goose hunting, the skies were black. It was insane. I never
They weren't
experienced
white?
anything. No, they were black. That's how many they fucking were.
It's so white it's black.
Yeah, it was nuts.
I've never seen something so white it's black.
Yeah. Go up to the Dakotas when the migration is in its peak.
This is like the second year in a row you guys have been up there and like just had one day of absolutely fucking banging them out, though, isn't it?
Last year we went up there for 4 days and we hunted one time.
Yes.
And we shot 103.
108 or something.
We killed like 83 or something, and then cripple clean up the next morning.
Yeah.
And that was with 5 guns in about 2.5 to 3 hours. We killed like 80 something. Next morning, Steve and Drake and them ended up picking up like another 20.
Yeah.
So we were right around 100 total, if you count that. And then this year, we had 3 guns, and we killed 118 recovered in 2 hours.
That's fucking wild.
2 hours, and like we ran out of shells and got out of the field, and they were instantly piling back in there. And I couldn't get back to the field. We were gonna go back to the field the next day. I buried my truck in a snowdrift.
Yeah.
And could not we couldn't get back to the field to hunt it again.
Yeah. I remember you texting me and like, better come up. You guys better come up. I wanted to come up so bad.
Dude, it's the Dakotas are just so
Drake drove like 6 hours through the night.
Yeah. Drake drove up to hunt one morning.
Yeah.
Drake came up and hunted one morning, and we killed like 30, 34, 35 that morning. It was still a great hunt.
I told him to stay.
It was a
you
great
better
hunt.
Stay.
And he's like, I gotta go home. And then that next morning we shot 118 with 3 of us, and it was like 50-mile-an-hour winds.
Caleb, and Dylan?
Caleb and Dylan Sanders.
Yeah, you were sending me Snapchats of your snows.
It was nuts.
Crazy.
You're like, hey, you want to mount this for me?
Yeah, yeah,
God.
yeah. But that bird that you're doing for me now was actually the first bird that we killed on that trip.
Really
beautiful bird.
There was a group of 3. It was 2. They were coming in, and Caleb goes, "Oh, look, there's 2 snows and a blue," and I'm like, "That's a weird looking snow." I pull up, crunch that bitch. Dylan and Caleb crunched the other 2 because Drake couldn't. He was like, "Oh, interfaces," and then he was like, he was shooting at the moon or something. Couldn't hit the broadside of a barn that day. And we dropped all 3 of them, and Hank goes running out and grabs that bird. I'm like, that motherfucker's going on the wall.
Yeah.
And thought it was a snow because of it, like full white belly. He's just got a few.
He's got so weird color. Yeah, he's
you would know the name of the feathers.
He's like a 75% snow and 25% blue.
Yeah,
more of a snow hybrid.
Gorgeous. Yeah, like that's what I thought it was at first. Was like a hybrid because he's almost got like those speck feathers on his wing, the tips of his wings. But he's gorgeous. I'm so excited to get that bird back.
Dude, snow goose hunting is so different. Like I enjoy like duck and goose hunting when we've gone, but there is nothing like fucking snow goose hunting.
The highs and the lowest of the lows, same 15 minutes. I swear to God.
So crazy. The first snow goose hunt me and Landon ever went on, we went with Shane up at their pit up there, and whatever, we didn't know what to expect. He was like, yeah, just bring a bunch of shells and like we'll sit in Pete's pit and cook and whatever. So we were like, all right, well, we'll have fun either way. And I think that day, the first morning, we didn't shoot shit all the way up to like 2 o'clock. And then after 2 o'clock,
we shot like 1 or 2 birds before 2 o'clock. We were like, oh yeah, you know, I mean, actually that was probably one of the first waterfowl, like bird hunts we've ever done. Was that, but we didn't really kill 1 or 2 birds, and that was it. And then it was like the heavens opened up. You couldn't keep your gun loaded. We killed 60, 70.
I mean, which is pretty good around here over a perm spread. I mean, if you're killing 60, 70 birds over a perm spread, you're doing pretty fucking good. And yeah, it was just cool because he was like, yeah, load up. And I mean, I was standing up, which I used to be bad about it. I mean, I wasn't even fucking aiming. I was just standing up like, oh yeah, boom, 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 boom. You know, like,
I got 10 shells. I'm gonna give this gun.
And Shane's like, here, use my gun. It's got an extension tube on it. I'm like, fuck, extension tube. You know, I was looking at his gun. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this fucker holds like fucking 10 shells. I'm like, okay.
It's longer than the barrel.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, just keep pulling the trigger. He's like, I got shells or whatever. So yeah, we'd have fucking groups of like fucking 50 come in, and I just stand up and just fucking behind.
Like that's the kind of one of the craziest things about that 3-man shoot we had this year when we killed 118 is we were getting 2 to 3 shots off in each group. Because we had 40, 50 mile an hour winds. They would get out so fast. Quick. And we were sitting with that high wind. We sat at the tail end of our spread, and they would get down right on top of us. We'd shoot the first one at 10 yards. By the time you got your third shot, most of the time they were at 60, 70. I think I don't know that I ever dumped my tube, but there was a few times I did get 5 to 7 shots off.
That's rough.
And like, I don't want to say our best group we might have killed 10 out of.
See, I like
with 3 guns.
I like duck hunting windy days because you can get those ducks down in the hole
a
lot better.
Yes.
But if you miss, like if you have a big group, it's hard to get past 2 shots because they're gone.
Look it.
But like everybody thinks the snow goose hunting is like, oh, we're just flock shooting the shit out of them. That hunt was the exact opposite. It was just like you pick out 1, 2, 3, and you're done. And you watch 200 of them fly away.
I mean, I've gotten a
And
lot
then they
better with it.
spin around and come right back. We shot into the same group, I think, like 5 or 6 times.
That's insane.
It was nuts. And they'd come in crawling across the field. Hunting those high wind days are nuts. Like, they get like 10 feet off the ground. No higher, it seems like.
Yeah, dude, the snow geese are just a different breed. It's one of them things I look forward to.
Pounding right now.
Yeah, I look forward to it every year, and I mean, me and Landon are.
Looking forward to it already.
I mean, we're fortunate
love
enough
snow
that
geese.
whatever you ask us to go, and Shane asks us to go, and different people ask us to go, because I mean, we don't have shit, and we can't contribute shit to it. But I enjoy going once or twice a year just to see it.
Hudson, we need you for a week in October.
Come be our chef.
Yeah, we need a camp chef.
I'll be the sous chef.
October's a busy month. What do we got
We
going
do have
on?
a sweet lodge this year.
Yeah, we do.
It's got a badass kitchen. Even though we're not going to eat at it, we're going to go to the bar and fucking talk to people and drink good food or drink good beer, eat good food.
Hell, by the end of
last
it-
year, the bar that we would go to every year or every night, they sold like these shitty ass burgers, or you could get a frozen Jack's pizza.
Yep.
And
Best
they
bars.
could fit.
They
They could only
Jack's
cook
Pizza at a bar. That's a good bar.
They
I
could
was
only-
gonna say,
they could
I'm
only
here
cook
for
two
it.
pizzas at a time, and there was a group, our group of 8, and another group of 8 hunters. So that they would make us a pizza, and this group a pizza, us a pizza. We sat there for like 5 hours just so that everybody could get like enough pizza to fucking eat. And we were fucking hammered by the time we walked out of that bar.
Didn't you guys say by the end of the like 7 days you were up there, didn't you guys drink like 30 cases of beer?
Yeah, it was like I went up there. I took 4 cases up there myself, and like Nick Perez brought 2 or 3, Eric Brenner brought 2 or 3, Caleb brought 2 or 3, Jeremy brought 2 or 3, and it was gone in like 4 days.
Holy fuck.
Like we went through like our original like 15 cases in like before half the trip was over with, and it was like every time we go to the gas station, it was buy a giant mess of shit to make jerky. And buy a fucking as much cases of beer as you can carry out at one time.
Well, didn't you guys end up with like 300 ducks or something?
Last year, I think we were like 370 was our total number, like ducks and geese.
For the whole year.
No, just up
in
there.
while we were up there.
So you guys went up there the same week me and him left to elk hunt, and we were elk hunting, not seeing shit, fucking hiking up big ass hills.
Well, I was up there for a week before everybody else,
Yes,
and I was like,
yeah.
you boys just skirt on north. Hell with that elk trip.
So,
you guys just come on up here and meet me up here.
We were with Shane elk hunting, and I've kept every day, like, you'd send us pictures. I'm like, yeah, Shane, look at this shit. They're shooting ducks in North Dakota. And he's like, motherfucker. He's like, yeah, fuck this elk hunting. He's like, we might as well just go up there.
Yeah, we had several 60, 70 bird days. We never did, like, totally get busted, but, like, I think one day we did only shoot, like, 12, which, like, back home, if I were to shoot 12 ducks at Grand Pass,
A good day.
I wouldn't be thrilled about it.
Yeah, not a great day, but still
but, like,
happy.
hey, yeah.
A decent day.
I mean, you think about it, 12 ducks, you shoot 12 mallards at the 3-man limit. You can hunt with 4 guys out there. I should be happy with that.
Yeah.
But up there, when you're hunting with 8 guys, it's kind of hard to be happy with 12 ducks.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we
Better than a goose egg.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%.
You guys had some pretty sick like field duck hunts as well up there.
Yeah, I go up there and I try not to hunt water.
Yeah.
I've hunted every year. It seems we end up hunting water at least once. I've never hunted it more than once a year when we go up there.
Really?
And this year we shot I ran into a great gentleman and his I think he was like 13 years old, his boy. Just on the side of the gravel road. I was like, hey, you guys want to hunt with me? I'm up here by myself. And they're like, oh, yeah. So I hunted with them for like 3 days. And we saved this one hole for when all my buddies got up there. And we shot an 8-man in like 45 minutes. And this kid's eyes the entire time. As big as a fucking beer can. Just huge. Huge. And he's just in awe. He's like, oh my God, I've never seen this duck before. I've never seen this duck before. Because we shot redheads, we shot shovelers, we shot mallards, we shot gadwall. No, this was over water. This was over water. But we killed, I want to say like 11 different species on that hunt.
Damn.
And that's something that's also really cool about North Dakota is you can kill everything.
Were they all plumed out at that time?
No.
No, yeah.
No.
That's,
We were, I mean, it was past the point where like you can't tell a difference. Like early on in the season, it's hard to tell the difference between a drake and a hen sometimes.
right.
But we were still killing some drakes that damn near looked like hens.
Really?
Yeah. But most of them had most of their plumage, but definitely not.
See, I
100%
never
plumed
knew
out.
that. I never knew that. Like, I always just thought, oh, duck's a duck. Like that they. I didn't know that they.
Plumed.
Yeah, plumed.
Well, it's no different than like a dog shedding.
Yeah.
Your dog sheds every summer.
Right.
And a duck does the same thing. I don't know why.
Well, why does like a turkey never changes?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
You shoot one in the fall versus shoot one in the spring, they look 100% different.
Really?
Yeah.
Hell, I didn't even know
Yeah.
that.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't.
that shows you how stupid I am
Yeah,
to
you
a
fucking
bird.
pea-brained little
I'm a
bastard.
little, I got a bird brain.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Tell you
I
what,
don't.
during the summer looks different.
Yeah, that is true.
So that's where all your velvet
But,
bugs
yeah,
come
my
from.
deer has soft, squishy antlers for some reason. What the fuck?
What's on these things?
Looks like a giraffe. Little nubs coming out.
Oh shit!
No, I've never really paid attention. Of course, I mean, we've always been into real big deer hunting. We never really fall hunted turkeys, but
I mean, I haven't either, and I'll be honest, I didn't know that until like probably 2 or 3 years ago, because my grandpa shot one with bow in the fall, and he took it to the taxidermist, wanted to get it mounted, and he's like, "Why don't you shoot one in the spring?" And he's like, "They're a lot prettier," and they just the way that I took it is they just don't have like the glossy
the color.
the
shine.
color and
Yeah, I could see
shine
that.
to them in the fall. It just looks like a brown bird.
Huh. Interesting.
I've never even paid attention.
Yeah, I've
to
never-
that.
I mean,
paid attention to
I'll be honest, me neither, but
Huh.
that- I didn't know that until just.
I'm gonna be deer hunting this fall, and I'm gonna look at it and be like, "Fucking ugly son of a." bitch."
I'd hate to shoot you right now.
Yeah, come back in the fall, pussy.
No, you shoot one in the fall, and it turns out it's the exact same turkey, exact same look, and it turns out the taxidermist just didn't want to mount it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Probably.
I did. Yeah, realistically, they're different.
Yeah.
I don't.
If you're a taxidermist, you'd know. You tell us.
I've never seen it. I've shot at them in the fall with my bow.
Shot him. You sound like your dad.
yeah. Big body.
Yeah, you
Big
said-
bodied.
How good's your luck been with the bow and turkeys?
I hate turkeys. Birds are with guns.
Yeah.
We're
Yes.
coming back to this original.
Yeah, yeah.
story.
Let's,
that's.
I'm
We
not
were supposed to start
I'm not,
with it.
I'm
We
not
almost
letting that story
we almost
skip this
forgot about it.
podcast because this is quite the hunt.
Yeah.
Is this the hunt you totaled your car on?
Yeah. Same bird.
Same bird.
Yeah.
Kate totals
The bird
totals
didn't
his
total
car.
his car. The
I
bird
miss-
didn't total the car.
I missed like the first week of season because I was taking finals. Then the second week of season, I was taking finals. So I took like 30 finals in 2 weeks. And then come back, first day I can hunt. I'm like, I'm gonna go hunt. It's like Saturday morning. I'm gonna go hunt. 4 o'clock in the morning, I leave. Normal time. Get across the Jeff City Bridge, and I'm just talking. I'm like, this is gonna be awesome. I'm gonna kill a first bird on a property. This is gonna be, I know I have a good feeling. And as soon as I said that, a big old 4-year-old deer ran across the road and ran into my car. I mean, the car was completely totaled.
Yeah, no, it totaled the piss out of it.
Yeah,
Yeah, you would have thought you ran into the
guy
garbage.
asked, what did I hit? I said, a deer. He's like, there's no way in hell you hit a deer. I'm a mechanic. I've seen too many collisions. Yeah, airbag, I don't know. It was messed up. So then I went
You hit a
back.
giraffe. It had the little nubs on it, huh?
Yeah, it was a big deer. This time of year, it was
Big body.
Wait,
Big bodied.
we back up. How many deer has that car hit?
in a matter of 2.5 years, 4 deer.
That thing was killed more deer than Cade in the last 3 years.
Actually,
the mirror hanging off from the deer.
mirrors
Didn't
off.
have a mirror.
Yeah.
Barely legal.
Yeah. That's actually the first deer it killed, I think.
You need a brush guard on that thing.
Well, don't worry about it. I don't have the car anymore. Sheila's dead. I know my name.
Now he's got an F-150 that sounds like hell.
You started your truck the other day when Nick was here.
Started out, Nick looks at me and goes, "What the fuck? That don't sound good."
But like we were in full conversation, the three of us, and like it just goes dead silent, and we all just kind of look around, and I was like, "That don't sound right." What is wrong with that thing?
I don't know. Temporary. It's not mine, so it's temporary. But yeah, so totaled the car. Then that morning, I got pictures from my camera. Not in front of my pictures from my camera. Big old strutter in front of my camera. About 6:30 in the morning, and I was pissed off because I could have killed this turkey. Probably at least 2 beards on him, 13 inches long. I mean, it was a big old turkey.
Big
body.
body Tom.
Big bodied
Dude,
bastard.
dude,
Couldn't
it
see
had
the
some-
beards, but it was big. body.
BBB, baby.
I had some big old boobies hanging there. I mean, big. So I was like, all right, I got to figure out how to kill this turkey without a car. So I was texting him like, hey, Hudson, I've seen those.
The only reason he texted me is because he needed a ride to his farm.
Hey, Hudson, you wanna come, let's go kill this turkey. I noticed there's been another one with it hanging out later in the day, so we can double up. Oh, I can shoot one? I mean, yeah, if 2 of them come out. Yeah, all right. So the night before we get a game plan, talk it up. We get there, and we set up, and as soon as we set up, we hear the turkey gobble like 100 yards from us. We're like, oh, sweet. Like, he's going to read the script, exactly what we said. He's going to pitch down, walk up to this path, and he's going to walk right to us. Exactly what he did. He pitched down. Within 2 minutes, a hen was right in front of us. And I had the decoys from where
They're
I
5
am
yards away.
to that couch.
5 yards.
It's literally 5 yards.
Literally.
And I was like,
8 steps away.
8 steps. And this hen comes in within the decoys.
You got to back up of what you told me the night before.
The night before, I told him, I said, all right, first bird comes in, I'm going to shoot the bow. So then, like, we don't scare other birds off.
Yeah.
There's other birds, because there will be other birds in the area. So it's not be like a shotgun. I was like, you can have your gun up there if it runs off or whatever, just back up. All right. So I brought my gun too, just in case something happened to my bow. I don't know.
Yeah.
My heart dropped when he told me he's going to bring his bow. I went to pick him up. I'm there at 4 o'clock in the morning. First thing I see of him walking out of the garage is him carrying his shotgun. I go, fuck yes. Thank God he's not.
About time.
Thank God he's come to his senses and he's not bringing his bow. He goes, he sets his gun in the truck. He goes, I'll be right back. I go, okay, maybe he's getting something else. Brings his bow. I go, oh no. Oh no.
And the whole ride up, I was out of it, dude. I told Hudson to take I forgot to tell him to turn. We missed
Worst co-pilot of all time.
I was because the day before I hit a deer. My car is totaled. So the whole morning I'm like, I can't believe I just lost my car. It just hit me. We were like 10 minutes, 20 minutes late compared to what we should have been.
That's
But
how it always happens.
it was perfect.
But
it worked.
it turned out to be a perfect morning. I mean,
Everything was coming to a T.
We're-
Bird comes in. I was like, hey, Hudson, where's the turkey? He said, oh, here it is.
well,
And he's like,
We're
wait,
in
I
the-
don't
we're-
see a beard on it.
we're in the
It
ground
was a
blind,
hen.
and we hear him gobbling, and we're like, fuck yeah. He's gonna, like you said, he's gonna read the script, and he's gonna come in, and we're sitting there, and he's on the left of the ground blind, I'm on the right, so I can see farther left, and he can see farther right. Well, they're coming from the left, and I'm sitting there, I got my shotgun ready to roll. It's sitting on my lap. He's like, can you see him? We heard him pitch down. He's like, can you see him? I stood up, looked over, and I saw the hen coming into the food plot. I'm like, heck yeah, hen's coming in. She comes in like right down the ranger trail, right to the decoy, and I'm like, hell yeah. Big hen too. I was looking for the beard. I was like, big bodied hen. Where's the beard?
Big body.
And I'm looking over, and she's now out in front of us, and he can't see to the left. So he's like, "Do you see the tom?" I'm like,
I can hear some like walking steps.
we can kind of hear a little bit.
Do you see anything? He's like, no, let me check. He looked over the blind. He's like, oh shit, right there. And it was like right in front of the blind. You just can't see over.
The bird walked the tree line in, so you couldn't see him coming because his head was shorter than the blind. I couldn't see him. I sit up to look through corner of the blind like that, and I look over and I see his head, like, from me to you away.
Oh, shit.
I'm like, Cade, he's right here. He's right here. He's right here. And as soon, no more than I said that, you see his head go right across the blind. I'm like, he's right fucking there. Just shoot.
It's like a bird came around the strutter, came in front of us. I pulled back my bow.
First mistake.
And I looked.
I'm ready to roll. I'm ready to roll. I got my 20 gauge like this. I'm sitting there like ready to pop up at this motherfucker.
Please miss. Please miss. Please miss.
I pull up and I'm like, oh shit, I'm too close. Because I pulled up and all I see through a peep sight is brown. I'm like, where am I at? You know? So I put it right there, you know, mid wing, like we're up the leg, like where you should be. And bird was dancing, getting ready to jump on this turkey. And I shot, pinwheeled him, and no rolling, no nothing. He booked it. He took off.
Gone.
From where he shot it, I couldn't see him. So he was just outside my field of view. So as soon as he let it go, I was popping up, you know, because I was like,
Yeah, he ain't getting away.
thing.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna get this fucking thing.
So
What was the confidence?
I was pissed. I'm not gonna lie, I was pissed.
So I shot, and this thing started taking off. And Hudson leans over out of blind, getting ready to shoot this turkey. Well, I'm like, I can't let him shoot it all by himself. So I grabbed my gun. I threw my.
This kid is 6'4", standing up in a 4.5 foot ground blind.
I grab my gun. I lean around the blind while I trip over my bow that I had my. Yeah, I trip over my bow. Hudson's leaning over, about to shoot this thing. I trip over. I take the blind over with me.
Takes the whole ground blind over.
Flipped over.
We both fall on the ground. This bird is running away.
You're on the ground and you are blind at that point.
We both have loaded shotguns and we are tumbling on the ground. I get up, I'm leaning over, I see the bird. I'm about ready to shoot, and then all of a sudden I get hit in the head with the blind. And we go tumbling. I get up, get my shotgun up, and this bird is sprinting away from us. I pull up, and he's probably 45, 50 yards away already. And I'm boom, boom, boom.
Unloads on the ops.
Oh, yeah. I'm shooting TSS, and he started to take off, and I knocked him out of the air, but he hit the ground, and he still ran. And we looked for that bird for about an hour.
That dirty bastard.
It was big.
And never found it. It was a beautiful time.
Was any of this caught on like trail camera?
No, I wish it was caught on film because we probably would have won $1 million on AFV.
Has he been back yet?
No, he's dead somewhere.
Yeah,
He's dead as hell.
dead.
Yeah,
Damn.
It was brutal.
Phew.
he was a big bird.
Yeah.
So,
Big bodied.
what lesson did we learn?
Don't take bows for any birds. Use your shotgun.
If he would have shot this bird,
Dude, if I would have shot the bird, all you would have seen the head would be
you would have
exploding.
seen red mist. That's all that would have been left.
I
this
shot
bird
one like
would have
that
been
a couple years ago.
decapitated.
The head was like the size of a softball. It was a huge head.
You
Why
should
didn't
have just
you
shot
shoot
him
him
in
in
the
the
head
head?
with your bow.
Why didn't
I'm
we shoot
sure-
him with a gun?
I'm sure.
I don't just
I will never let him live this.
birds with
If I have to live
bows
through
don't
it,
work.
he's got to live through it
That's
every
right.
time I remember it. That's why we're friends, because I can give him that shit.
Yeah,
And I
and
made
you
it-
drove there.
I probably made him feel really bad about it. I've got a picture of him right after he shot it. You want to see? This is the shit
I wanna-
right
I
here.
Oh, yeah, that's what I want to see. Kay didn't share
I'm
that
good, I'm
photo with
good.
me.
I
No, he
never
won't.
heard about this photo.
Oh yeah, because you weren't looking at the camera.
Oh, but
If that's not the look of defeat after that, I don't
Hey,
know what
that's me
is.
all of turkey season.
yeah, so that was us all
I
during
about
the season.
There's a
like,
deer
I
in
was
it.
so close to just yeeting my shotgun across this fucking hayfield. So fucking.
What the hell is that?
It's a deer I hit.
Oh, that's the dude you hit with your car?
Yeah.
Oh,
We got a bad
It did have some.
like I don't know if it's juju or what, but hitting deer with cars, weird.
Dude, I will never forget that time when we went to
I'm
fucking Swan.
like, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I might have the best roadkill story of all time.
Dude, when we were at Swan, me, Cade, and fucking Derek are in this car, and we're like, oh, look at that.
We gotta tell that whole story from the morning, like
We went
the
to-
events
we went to
leading
draw-
up to it, because that morning was awesome.
Yeah, we went to draw Grand Pass, didn't draw in, and then we went to no.
Was that Grand?
We went to draw Grand Pass, we didn't draw in, so we went to Swan Lake. It
Well,
was
we already had a blind.
we didn't. No, we didn't have a blind. It was first come first serve.
No.
It was first in line.
That
It
was,
was first in line.
That was the second time we went. And it absolutely sucked the second time we went. The first time we went, you had a
That was our
reservation or
Momarsh hunt.
whatever. Yeah,
Wasn't
that
it?
was the Momarsh hunt.
It was
where we
cold as
literally-
fuck.
Oh,
We took
yeah,
the
yeah,
Momarshes
yeah.
I had a
and we
hoodie
sat
and a
in
vest
the
on.
middle of a fucking open water
And we smashed 'em.
Momarshes, and we were done in 40.
That was a Momarsh hunt. Yeah.
And our bonus birds were pintails and
Widgeon.
fully plumed widgeon and shovelers.
Shovelers.
But what was this roadkill? What happened?
We'll get to that.
So we beat the fuck out of these ducks, and we were on our way back. We were on our way to Cade's farm.
We went to Cade's farm and then we were leaving.
Derek is like, look at this buck crossing. Look at this buck in this field. We look
This
over.
deer is 300 yards from
We're
And
out
you
in
can
the
just-
middle of
and
bumfuck nowhere.
He is just fucking.
Right, coming right towards the highway. We're just watching it. We're like,
So we were in two
oh,
separate
oh
vehicles.
crap! It's
I was by
come
myself.
up the hill, come in the highway.
We were in
And
two
we're like,
separate
like
vehicles.
this. We're like, oh crap! Hudson may hit this thing. And I look behind. I was looking at Hudson. Hudson was on his phone. He was looking.
I'm
And about that time, bam! Head-on collision. And Hudson looks up.
I never saw this fucking thing.
Hudson looks up.
I never
he's like,
saw it.
He looks up. He was like, "What the hell did I hit?"
I was pissed.
Dude, and it was a
kill it?
150-inch deer.
It was a big deer.
Better.
I remember getting the Snapchat of it. I got the Snapchat and Hudson's out there with his fucking 45. Bow, bow, bow. And I was like, oh, what the fuck?
Let's see if I have.
I got the
I was
pictures
sending
of
out
it.
Snapchats like, oh, somebody's gonna be so
so
pissed
pissed.
that this
We gotta
motherfucker ain't gonna
wait.
show
We
up
gotta
in front of
find.
their
Okay,
stand
so this is the damage. We were hunting your farm because I got pictures of that morning. 9:57. We got a limit of ducks.
Beautiful morning.
We got a limit of ducks. We're heading back.
This is when he shot.
We're heading back. This is at 10:38. I have a picture of this deer dead in the ditch where it laid.
big old
And then
dude.
we loaded it up and we went and took pictures with him.
God, it is a big deer.
Double split brow
giant.
tines.
Yeah, that's wild.
Just fucking murdered him.
No, I
You
never
guys
even
ended
saw
up
this
going back-
deer.
you
Did
guys
you
ended
see the
up going back
picture?
to Cade,
Oh my god.
didn't you?
This is
Mount him?
You guys ended up going back to your farm and cleaning
in
it.
my basement. So the picture of the duck. Let me see right here. Oh, you got him already.
Yeah, I took
So
the
this
photos.
was at whatever time that is, and you can kind of like scroll through them.
That was at 9:57, and at 10:38 he was dead in the ditch. That is a stud though.
154-inch deer.
I probably
God, you know someone just fucking
152.
so
Somebody's
mad.
pissed.
I was like, no.
I
hit it. The following day was rifle season.
Yeah,
And I
that's
hunted-
what-
I
That
hunted-
was
I
the
duck
last
hunted-
day of bow season.
I duck hunted the next day up there, and I saw one parked hunting that spot. There was a truck parked, and back in the field was someone wearing orange.
You should have pulled up. Hey, bud, you looking for a deer?
Was
Split
split?
brows? Yeah.
Somebody's had that deer on camera for 4 years,
Oh yeah.
So sick.
and they were like, "Oh my god, this is the year I'm gonna shoot it."
Yeah.
He's been in this field.
And there's
every
Hudson
single-
driving down the road, and he doesn't even know what he
But it
hit.
was like slow motion because we were in the fucking truck behind Hudson. And
in front of me.
No, in front, we're like, oh my gosh, Hudson's gonna hit this deer. Yeah.
I'm driving.
But it was
I'm,
like slow
you know,
motion.
I'm
The
sending
deer
a
running across this
Snapchat.
field, and we're like, oh yeah, it's definitely crossing the road. Wow, Hudson might hit. Boom! It just fucking.
I'm just
you just see this deer cartwheeling down this ditch, and we're like, holy shit! Slam on the brakes. Hudson slams on the
driving.
brakes.
You know, I
'Cause he
look
was by
up.
himself, wasn't it?
Yeah, I
You
was
and
by
Derek
myself.
all in his truck.
he was going back to his farm.
Yeah, so I was behind them, and I look up, and I see that they're braking, and I'm like, that's weird,
Yeah.
because that was the turn that I take to go back to my farm. You take a right on M to go back to Bosworth,
Yeah.
and I'm like, why the hell are they slowing down? Like, are they about to turn? Like, are we going back to my farm? What's going on? No more than I see them breaking, and I start to slow down a little bit. Boom! All I see is horns, and I go, oh, boom! And I pull over immediately. I'm like, motherfucker!
Then he just pulls out his pistol and goes,
I was pissed. I was like, God damn it! I just hit a fucking button buck or something. I walked down to it, and I'm like, Nick is running out of the truck over to this deer. I'm like, why are you so excited? Like, what the fuck's going on?
fucking huge.
I didn't see how big it was at all. I walked down to it, and I'm like, holy fuck. This thing's massive.
Yeah.
That's what happened to that deer right there with the double drops on it. We had pictures of that deer for what, 5 years, 6 years. Mm-hmm. We had pictures of him, and we had him fucking to a T. I bet you we would have killed this deer.
The older he got,
day.
the more consistent he got. And I bet I had pictures of him for 2 months straight every single day.
Yeah. We were going to kill him opening day. I almost could have put money on it.
We found him 3 days.
Hudson must have hit him with his truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might have been driving by.
There's probably one out there that I
That or
haven't
my
found
car.
yet.
Yeah, it was like a week before season, and we went up just to check cameras one more time, make sure everything was good, and I was like, fuck, you smell that? I'm like,
I think it was
that smells like shit.
3 or 4 days before season opened. Season opened through the week. We were
Yeah.
just up there like that weekend just to run cameras one last time, just to say, oh yeah, he's still really consistent or whatever. And Brady was like, yeah, damn, you smell that? And I'm like, yeah, kind of. And we just happened to walk up a little bit, and I was like, yeah, I do smell that now. And
It's like 100 yards off the highway.
no sooner
Fucking
we popped up
laying dead.
Yeah, it was
I'm like, oh, that fucking
Got
sucks.
hit?
Yeah,
I'm assuming.
I'd say a car hit him
Yeah,
just
ended
by
up
the way he was
over the
laying.
highway.
Just luckily he made it. So the way the highway is on 6 highway there, it goes down, up our hill. I'd say he got hit, made it down the hill, up the hill, and he was just on the other side of it. So I'd say a car hit him.
Damn.
Yeah, so that was the heartbreak of that season. But we got him mounted at least. He turned out cool.
Yeah, Brady tried to shoot that deer the year prior and shot the wrong deer.
Yeah, that deer in his prime.
You did
yes,
a lot of that.
That deer in his prime was mid-70s, believe it or not.
I have
Shot the
pictures.
wrong deer?
Yeah, that deer in his prime was probably mid-70s, trash everywhere. Like, he was a hell of a deer in his prime.
7-inch deer.
Yeah, yes. Yep. And whatever. It was muzzleloader season. I
Big
think.
6-pointer.
Yeah. Big bodied.
Big bodied.
He came out in muzzleloader season.
Stick for some reason.
I don't even remember really what happened, but it was him and another deer in the food plot, and it was getting to the point where there was like 1 or 2 minutes left of shooting light, and it was just like I could see him, see another deer, see him, see another deer, and just whatever. I was like, I think that's him. I shot like a
Piece of shit is what he shot.
oh fuck. I shot this guy instead.
An honest mistake.
There's a big difference between this deer and this deer.
Yeah,
But
so
I told myself
this is a difference, Cade. That deer was 170 inches. The deer
this deer's
Brady
7
killed was
inches.
70.
I told myself, I said, I don't know. I said, it's one of these 2 deer. I said, which he was out there because Dad was sitting like 200 yards away from me. He was watching the whole thing through binos. He's like, what the fuck? Why is he not shooting? Like, he could see it the whole time. And I was like, I think that's him. Whatever shot. Yeah, it ended up being a piece
Me
of
and
shit.
Max almost drove up that night because he called and was like, "Oh, I killed him," and we were like, "Damn, like we need to drive up there." And he's like, "I don't know. I think we're gonna wait till tomorrow." Me and Max were like, "Well, we'll drive up there. I mean, if you shot him or whatever. If I drove up there and we'd have found that deer, I'd have been pissed."
I got a story like that with my dad. So we got my dad a bow for Father's Day one year. And he's never been big into hunting, but he enjoyed bow hunting, and he wasn't, he's not really a hunter.
Mhm.
So we're in Eldon, and we all go hunt, whatever, and I'm sitting there, and we get the text like, Dad's like, just dropped a big one, and we're like, hell yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, good.
So we all,
You gotta go. Peace out, Adam.
we hunt the evening, and we get done with our hunt. It might have been a morning. I think it was a morning hunt. So we get done, we pack out around 10:30, and we go help him look for this deer. And we track this thing for a mile. Just looking all over for it. He's like, it's a massive deer, big freaking deer.
Big bodied.
Big bodied deer. Whatever. I went back out and sat for the evening while they went and looked for it. And I'm sitting there like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I hear bang, bang, bang. I'm like, what the hell? I'm looking around, like, text my brother because he was helping my dad look for it. He's like, we found it. Like, it was still alive. Sends me a picture of it. Little basket rack 8-pointer like
Oh, I got a funny story for you too.
We've all been there.
He's
We've
like,
all been there.
biggest deer I've ever seen. I got a picture of it. I'll pull it up, but it was so funny.
I was just about to say I've never shot the wrong deer, but I in fact have. I did it one year with a bow, and it was funny because it was on video, and this deer comes out. I take my eye off of it to grab my bow, and I'm thinking Brady's filming the whole time over my shoulder, and really this buck comes out, and he turns on the edge of the woods, and he's making a scrape, and this other buck literally replaces him, and I'm like telling myself, because I get pretty nervous, especially, well, I still do, but when I was a kid, I'd get like shakes pretty good.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, don't look at the horns. Like, don't look at the horns. Just focus on the body. And I pull back and and it was kind of this wooded plot. There wasn't a whole lot of like opportunity or like he was walking out there and he was damn near going to get out of my range. And I told Brady, I'm like, are you on him? Thinking that if he was, watching the same deer the whole time.
Oh my!
Yeah, that was a big one.
That's hilarious.
Oh, I got a story, something like that.
Hold on, I'll finish. So, I'm like, take my eye off this deer, and Brady's videoing over my shoulder, and I'm like, yeah, are you on him? Of course, this big deer, like it was a Snow White, or it was probably 150 inch.
He's probably 150 inch
like
deer. I'd say.
A stud. Come out. Well, he just happened to turn and was making a scrape, and this other deer come out, and I'm like not looking at the horns, just like focus on the body, and I pull back, and I stop him, and I'm like, "Are you on him?" And Brady's like, "I don't hear anything," and just like, "All right," and he's on him where I shoot this deer, like hit him pretty good. I turn around to the camera, I was like, holy shit, like I just killed a stud, like I'm like shaking all excited and everything. And then after we, all that, I was like, well, replay the footage, like let me see him, And so Brady replays the footage, and I'm like looking at the horns, and I was like, the fuck is that? Like, what is that thing? I'm like, that's not him, is it? And Brady, I was like, you sure like you were on him? And he was like, oh, I don't know. I was like,
the funniest shit is you can see this big fucker in the very corner, making a scrape, just fucking big bastard making a scrape in the corner, and there's this little like fucking 100-inch 8-pointer out there. Elena just pinwheels this 8-pointer.
I was so pissed. And the funniest thing is because on video though, like I shoot this thing thinking that I just killed a giant, So I'm like, holy shit! Like
turns around to the camera and I'm filming him. And he's like, just kill the giant, like pinwheeled him, like oh, he's so happy. And we look back at the footage and we were both like, oh, that's not good. Shit.
Yeah, it was terrible.
So bad.
I got a good one for you. So, my dad's first time ever bow hunting, we had some deer lined up, kind of like, shoot what shoot, what not shoot. And first year he goes out and doesn't kill anything. So the next year he goes out and I shoot one right away. Then he's like, all right, I got to get one. So he goes out. We still had some nice shooters, about 3-4 different shooters out. And his first evening goes out. Sun was going down, getting late. And I get a text message. I killed one. It's like, all right. Like, what'd you kill? I was 16 at this time. He's like, you want to come help me? He's like, sure. So he called me. I was like, what'd you shoot? He's like, man, I don't know. It had a big body on it.
Big body deer.
This is when it started.
Big body deer.
This is when the big body thing started. He's like, it had a big body, so I shot it. So I was like,
he
all
just
right.
never looks at he just only looks at the body.
Oh, it was like right at dark.
Oh,
pretty much. So he's like, big body. He's like, whatever it is, it had a big body, so I shot it. So he hasn't seen this deer at this time. So I was going with him, tracking it. Following blood was a perfect shot. Perfect shot for first bow hunter. Blood was everywhere. Deer didn't go 25 yards. And walk up to it. I said, Dad, where's the rest of it? Did you shoot the horns off? And he looks at me. He's like, well, I thought it had a big body on it. Must have been the shadows. And I kid you not, this deer, just barely legal.
Oh my God.
I mean, he's bigger than the deer, though, too.
He's like a 6-pointer.
That thing doesn't even have a big body on it.
No, not even a big body or anything.
Oh
And he's like,
my.
man, I messed up, but man, it had a big body coming in. Big body.
Your dad needs his eyes checked.
But he's done good since. Like he's shot some really, really nice deer.
Yeah, I'll say your dad has killed a lot of pretty big shit.
really,
Honestly.
really nice deer. But I mean, you got to start somewhere. That was just funny how he said it.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine. How old was your dad when he started bow hunting?
That's when he started. That was his
like
first
what,
ever deer.
40 something probably.
Probably 48, 50.
Yeah, I couldn't.
He's 58 now, so
I couldn't imagine starting.
That's 58.
yeah.
I could not imagine starting even in my 40s bow hunting. Like I don't know. That'd be so wild to me.
Everything's new, foreign language. Think about how many bows you've been blowing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, you take it to Curtis, it is gonna blow up.
Yeah.
Oh, that was his main bow tech. So
Yeah.
I mean, I think Dad with Curtis, he had like 6, 7 of them blow.
Oh my God.
Yeah, did you not know Curtis?
What?
Curtis?
He was the best bow took around. I
You
mean,
got any stories about
Yeah,
Curtis?
best bow tech in Jeff City.
yeah, ask Skyler. He set his bow up whenever he went mule deer hunting.
I bought a
My
bow.
favorite story about Curtis
6 or
is probably the
7
one of him
blown
getting
up
arrested,
bows.
to be honest with you.
I bought one of them bows.
I think
I'll
I did
put it on
too.
record. I did. I bought one. He which I didn't know at the time. He told me, he's like, I was like, okay, I'm looking for a new bow, whatever. I'll sell you one. He's like, I got one for you. He's like, come in and shoot afterwards. He's like, or after work or whatever. I was like, all right, yeah, I'll come in and shoot. And he brings his bow out and whatever, what was it, the expedition.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, it was nice, and I shot it. And I'm like, yeah, I was like, I don't know, I'll probably buy it from you. I need a second bow anyways to set up for turkey hunting or something. And he's like, well, $300, you can have it. I'm like, fuck, okay, like whatever, I'll give you $300 for it. I gave him $300 for it. It wasn't like a week later he gets arrested.
Stealing bows.
Yeah,
and some
for
shit.
fucking.
I bought my bow from him. Actually, the one that's still right there. Because he told me, he was like, well, I was in there one day and I forget what bow I had. And he was looking at it, and I think it was one of the Hoyt carbon spiders or something. He was looking at it and he was like, this bow's a piece of shit. I was like, all right, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm like,
like,
I don't
I
know.
like shooting or whatever. He's like, I got something for you. All right, he comes out, he's like, shoot my bow. Okay, I shoot it, and I'm like, damn, okay, I do kind of like this thing. I mean, it shot damn good, and I was like, well, I kind of need a new bow or whatever. I was like, yeah, I'll just buy one of those. He's like, okay, I'll order you one. Okay, like I'm gonna sell this bow then. You order me one. Yep, I'll order it to be here whenever. Like 2 weeks go by. Like, hey, how's the bow going? They're not in yet. Okay, a month goes by. Like, hey, Curtis, is that new bow in yet? Nah, not in yet. I'm like, well, fuck. Like, we're getting close to hunting season at this point. You know, I'd like to start shooting. I like to shoot early. You know, I don't like to start shooting September 1st and, you know, season's open September 15th. Like, I want to shoot all summer long, especially I'm getting a new bow. So I'm like, okay, we get into like July. It's like almost going on 2 months. I'm like, all right, what the fuck's the deal with this bow? Like, I sold my other bow. I have no bow. Like, I'd like to have a bow.
Dude.
I don't know when it's coming. How about I just cut you a deal? You can buy mine. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, I don't care. I just need a bow. He's like, well, come down to the shop, blah, blah, blah. I get down there, and he was like, yeah, I'll just sell you mine. I got however many others. He's like, $400. Looking at it, I'm like, yeah, it's a $1,200 bow. Yeah, okay, here's $400. I bought it from him, whatever. And that's what Brady did the same thing. And then he ended up getting in trouble for, I don't know, stealing
Stealing
some
bows
shit.
or whatever he was doing.
It's funny how he would sell his bows. He would the draw, like, you know, there's like cam stoppers and then like draw cycle, like to change the draw length on it.
Yeah.
Someone come and tell him it was 29-inch draw length. He'd put the cam to 27, but put the stopper at 29. So you're overdrawing your bow, and it makes it feel like you have higher let off. So like you go over the cam, so you're overdrawing it, but you're gonna pretty much derail your bow at the same time and dry fire him. And that's what he's like a lot of times he does. But people, shoot once or twice and get by with it. These people will pull back and shoot like, "Hey, this thing, you're holding nothing." But I can't hit anything with it. But man, it feels good. So then they take it home, shoot a few times, and it derails, blows up. But that's what he would do.
Well,
he knew how to do that really well.
I was in there one day, and this lady wanted some arrows, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll pick you up some arrows or whatever." And I'm not shitting you. He picked out like 6 different arrows, all different colors and shit. And I was like, "What the hell?" Typically you buy the same the same arrows, uniform and whatever. He literally had like 6 different arrows, and the lady was like, "Can I get like the same colored ones or whatever?" And he's like, "It don't matter." I was like,
he was the worst salesman ever.
He was giving her the variety pack.
Yeah, I'm like,
Let me know which one you like best. And
I
I'll
would-
get 6 of those.
Anytime I needed my bow worked on, I'd go in there, and if I'd walk in the door and Curtis would be in there, I'd fucking leave. I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'll wait till someone else is in here, and I'd let someone else work on it.
oh, the worst thing was like if he was in there and you did let him work on anything, especially since we kind of got to know him a little bit, you'd be in there for 3 hours. He would just sit and like talk, or he'd be like, "Oh, you gotta see these deer I got on camera." I'm like, all right, whatever.
Pull something off the internet.
Yeah,
he would literally Google 200-inch deer and
I'm
just
not-
show you a picture.
I'm not shooting you. The first time he showed it to me, and I was like, "All right, this guy's kind of fruity," and I was like, whatever. He was like, "You ought to see the deer I got on camera down on this whatever public ground he was on." He shows me a picture of it, and I'm like, "Fuck!" It looked like it was a black and white picture from 1800s, but it was like a 290-inch looking deer, and I'm like, all right, whatever, not, but I played along with it, and I was like, God dang, Curtis, that's big. And he showed me, you gotta see this other one. He shows it to me. I leave the place, and I get on my phone, and I just, like, literally Google, like, big deer, and I scroll down, like, 2 or 3 scrolls, and there's, like, both the pictures that he showed me.
Did you ever ask him how many times he's missed that deer, though? Supposedly that deer.
Oh,
He said he blew his bow up 3 times on it from the limbs. That's why he's missed 3 times from that. Then 4 other times because did the range, like yardage.
every
So he
time I
missed,
was
like,
in
7
there,
times.
he had some kind of new story, or he was shooting turkeys.
Why did Roger even hire him? No, he just feel sorry for him?
No, Curtis would always like come in as a customer and start selling things like verbally. So, this is what you need to do. And, Roger's a good salesman.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So
Businessman.
Roger saw that. He's like, "Hey, you want a job?" Curtis could sell a pencil if you really.
Yeah,
really
yeah.
could.
If you were dumb as fuck, he could sell you anything.
You don't want that pen you won't lose ink on. Use this pencil. It's always gonna break. This is what you need. And
Yeah.
he would do that.
You can sharpen a pencil. You can't sharpen a pen.
Yeah, no, I will say he was good at selling shit. I mean, we'd go in there in different times. Yeah, look at this. Got this in new. Look at this. You need this. You need this.
It could be completely broken, backwards, whatever, and he would make you feel like the best thing in the world.
Oh yeah, no, he would. He'd know how to talk to you. But I mean, I always kind of knew like, all right.
You should see that guy try to shoot anything, a bow, shotgun. It's pretty fun.
Well, didn't your dad buy his 10 gauge?
My dad sold him a 10 gauge.
Yeah.
Oh, sold him.
that
That's
10
right. Yeah, because we were in there one day, and Curtis was like, "Yep, got my new 10 gauge in." He's like, "I'm gonna be shooting ducks at 80 yards now." I was like, "Oh fuck."
Teal.
One time he sold me a pack of broadheads. I went in there and I was looking for like the guillotine broadheads for turkey hunting, and he was like, we were going to Kansas or something, bow season, and so I was buying these guillotine ones, and I was like, well, Curtis, how they fly out of the bow? Kind of before I really knew him or kind of knew something was off with him. And he was like, well, let's just go out in the shop. He literally rips the package open, screws on my arrow, and's like, well, shoot it at that bag. I shoot it or whatever into a sandbag, and of course it bends the blades all to hell, you know. Of course it shot pretty decent, but it bent the blades up, and he was like, well, here, just put this other one on and shoot it, just whatever, make sure I shoot it again too at like 30 yards or something. I'm like, yeah, it shoots good. And of course now there were 3 broadheads in there, 2 of them are all bent to hell, you know. And he's like, well, use these 2 as practice. And he's like, now you got 1 good one. I was like,
What?
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck. So
I don't want it.
Yeah.
I forget what I was like. Well, goddamn, Curtis, these 2 are bent up now. And he's like, well, yeah. Well, use him. That's when he told me use him as practice, whatever. I think I bought him at a discount or whatever. But I'm like, hell, now I got 1 good broadhead because 2 are bent up.
He told me to shoot it.
Yeah,
He made me buy it.
You can shoot them, but you
He told me to shoot it.
just shoot 2 of them. You have 1 good one.
He always was doing some dumb shit in there.
He would.
It was the funniest shit though. We used to laugh our ass off every time we went in there. We're like, "Fuck!"
He had me on a crane, like whatever you lift up, and he's like, tie this rope around you so you don't fall off as a harness. And he would get up there, just drive it around, throw me in circles, and I was hanging on. I was up to the ceiling.
them skyjacks.
Yeah,
Oh.
I was in the ceiling down in the archery range.
Yeah,
For what?
Just
Get
hanging
those
banners
angles,
and
practice
shit,
those
probably.
hanging
angles.
banners and doing stuff, and then
Oh my
someone
god.
walk in and Curtis would get yelled at. You can't do that. You can't have him up there with just a rope. Dude, the rope.
I could not imagine.
It was not rope. It was like twine.
Yeah.
100-pound fishing line.
And then
I mean, if that.
so the funniest shit was Curtis's son marries this girl, and this girl's mom and daughter buy Missouri Valley Bow Shop. And just fucking tank it. Just run it straight into the fucking ground. Like, it used to be a nice bow shop here in town. Like, you could go get all kinds of hunting shit there. And we used to, if we needed something, you could run there and get it. His son marries this fucking girl and then just runs it straight into the fucking
Yeah, it's a
ground.
paint shop now.
Yeah, now it's a collision shop. It was
Nice having that there, but
it was nice.
Oh, and when Roger had it, he had it so packed of inventory, like.
I think he told us before it shut down, he had almost $800,000 in inventory.
No, it was more than that, I think.
Yeah, he had
like,
a lot.
Bet.
Yeah.
That used to be a nice.
I
very
had
nice
to
store.
count
Yeah.
inventory. There was a lot of stuff.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff. Well, he
A
even
lot of it was
offered
bows.
when
I
they
miss
sold
when
it.
Yes.
Everhart's was there.
Yeah, dude. When Everhart's there was so clutch. They had traps. Well,
They had-
Roger still had traps,
Yeah.
but Everhart's was awesome.
When they sold it, Roger actually offered like to help the lady run it, like I'll show you all the books, like all the inventory, this and that. And they cut the inventory by hell.
Oh fuck! It went to shit. She went to like changing it to traditional archery stuff, and like it was a fucking.
They completely changed. I don't know why the business was running good. Like they completely put like bathrooms in like completely different places and stuff. And I was like,
yeah, it was.
why? It's a running business. The bathrooms are, like nice bathrooms downstairs and stuff. And they moved them upstairs and like redid a bunch of stuff.
Roger was
and,
making
like,
a killing off of it.
got
too.
rid of like a ton of stuff. And then basically, completely tanked it. Of course, whenever your main bow technician is the one and only, you can't really run a business.
I was
Yeah,
never there.
he's running a business out of the back door. You can't have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got arrested for some. Didn't he sell like, wasn't it 20 or 25 bows he had taken from there?
That's whenever he got arrested whenever he was working for them. didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
whatever.
so
I think you texted me and you were like, "Hey, if you bought a bow from Curtis, like you better keep your mouth shut." Like they're trying to find like the different bows he sold.
I don't
and
know that
shit.
they were trying to find them. They were just saying like, there's possibly bows out there that are.
Yeah. So then I just sold it to some poor bastard that works at Hitachi. I just posted.
You guys haven't met Derek yet, but Nick's met him.
Derek's a hoot.
He's something. He likes to water for a hunt. He works at Hitachi.
Does he?
Yeah.
I don't know who. I don't know who this guy.
It says he is employed at Hitachi,
I
but
don't know
does
what
he
he does.
actually work there? Does he do work when he's at Hitachi? No, he does not.
He goes there, all he does is
He's
What,
at his
2 days a
farm more
week?
than he is Hitachi.
He just shows up.
Is that Skylar?
Barely.
Is that Skylar? Ain't he related to Skylar?
So that's Derek and Skylar are cousins.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
would be Waylon's cousin too, then, or Waylon's brother.
Waylon is Skylar's stepbrother.
Oh, fuck! I didn't know that.
I thought they were all cousins.
I thought they were all
I
cousins.
thought they were cousins.
Ethan, they're all
Wow, I didn't know
cousins.
that.
Waylon is Skylar's stepbrother.
Oh, I'll be damned.
Huh. Interesting.
Son of a bitch. I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
His
Yeah.
stepbrother or brother-in-law?
Stepbrother.
Huh? Hell,
Well, I thought
Hey.
for some reason that they.
Brother-in-law, but they have the same last name.
Oh, Waylon's last name is Hoslug as well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, never mind. That wouldn't make sense. Then.
Kissing cousins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys
No, I didn't know. I didn't know what Waylon's last name was.
Are you guys gonna come to the show this August? Taxidermy show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Plan
I
was-
gotta come.
You guys will have your birds there, so
Excited for that.
maybe I should make you guys wait to take them home till the
That's
show.
fine.
To the show.
I still got 2 pedestals to build.
As long as I could see a picture of it, I wouldn't be
No,
upset about
can't
that.
see it when it's finally done
Only
till
yeah.
it's at the show.
No,
We'll see if
I
you can
can't
pick
do
it out
that.
at the show.
See, oh, you'll be able to pick it out.
Yeah, I might.
I sent a
bird-
picture today of
one
the
of a kind.
habitat.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
I'll
that looks good.
Yeah, you
That
like
looks
that?
damn
We'll
good.
just
I
see
love
that one
You got a
spot
video.
in it.
You got a video of his bird.
I don't have it done yet. I was waiting for the feet to dry.
Oh.
I did the habitat for it today.
It looks really good.
You got a video of it?
I didn't save it. No.
It's just like a snowy cornfield scene. I did simple. I didn't want to keep it
Yeah.
not too much.
Mm-hmm.
A little corn stubble, a little,
It's got
corn
a few
stalk.
pieces of corn, some corn stubble, corn stalk, and some snow.
like a
The
fresh
day that I killed it,
powder
it
snow.
looks just like that.
exact. And that's what Nick was kind of talking about.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can do it. I have it on it's like a black base, but then it goes in a oak. Well, how would you describe it? Like an oak,
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
but it looks good.
It's kind of like what your base looks like, but it's oak base.
Yeah.
But with corn stalks. Not even corn stalks, just kind of some corn stubble, dirt.
Off the layout blind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it works. Yeah, it works.
It looks good. That's all I care about. Is it looks good.
Hey, it came from the field, a field.
A field.
Hey,
You hunted, had dirt on it, so it works.
I'll be damned.
But no, it should turn out good. I should have it done this week. It'll be good in the show. Hopefully, it places pretty well. It gets some special award. If not, it looks good and it'll be a good centerpiece.
Oh, it looks fucking.
yeah.
I know that just
You
from what
guys-
I've seen from the canvas back. Yeah, it's gonna look fucking killer.
Yeah,
Your
that
canvas
kinda-
bag, turned out a lot better than my spoonie I did, but I think it has good chance of.
That bitch is gonna be first place.
There's first place, there's first, second, third place, like places, but there's special
How
ribbons, like trophies. you
Yeah.
get, like best waterfowl of the whole class.
how do
Professional
those
and masters competition.
competitions work?
So your first, second, and third place is all on a grade scale.
So are you putting that in for like a species or certain posture or
So you have waterfowl, and that's it for waterfowl.
really?
Yeah,
Really?
so I'll put in waterfowl. You have professional and masters. In order to get into masters, you have to win professionals. And masters are pretty much like the guy in St. Louis. He'd be.
Master.
I think he's been. I don't know if he does any shows, but in order to be in masters, you have to win shows to be in masters. Like you would have to win professional. And so let's say I was in professionals in Illinois. All it was is a grading scale. Like 70%, it's a third place. 80%, and like 80 to 89 is a second place. 90 to 90, 100 is like first place. So if there's no one that they thought would get first place quality, no one gets first place
Right.
for that category.
Yeah, I could understand that. So,
So-
that's why you could have, in theory, you could have.
When I was in Illinois, no one got first place in my category for professional waterfowl.
Yeah.
The guy said, "Oh, if you would have got first place if you would have moved his leg a little farther forward." Because he thought it was the stance was off. I told him he was wrong because he didn't know what anything was talking. He didn't know what gait was. I was like, "Have you heard what gait is?" I had to get all technical on him. He's like, "Oh," I'm like, anyways. So yeah, he took off like 15 points for that. But he said other than that, pretty much bird was.
Because you got a
flawless.
bow-legged bird.
Well, not bow-legged. The legs are too far back on it because walking.
It wasn't a pigeon. You shouldn't have curved its feet in.
Pigeon
But
toed.
He was walking. He had 1 foot in the air.
yeah.
Have
Which
you
bird?
seen that
Which bird did you bring?
I did that,
That
mallard,
mallard, they-
feeding mallard.
Oh yeah.
That thing's
Yeah.
sweet.
The big one,
Yeah, that thing was
Big
massive.
bodied.
It was big bodied.
big bodied
I'll show you
mallard.
Didn't Derek kill that bird? Or was that?
I shot with the 410.
So who? I guess all jokes
Yeah.
aside, what? That thing is.
Yeah, that does look.
So what? Like, how do they decide the judges?
So the judges, there's many categories. Like you got on the head, the wings. Like they grade it off that head, wings, body shape, the feet, the tail, everything,
Mm-hmm.
preening, everything, and they just give you a score. But in order to win like bigger awards, like best professional waterfowl, best this and that, like there's in waterfowl category besides first, second, third place, those are everyone gets that. But besides those, if you got first place in that, like say professional masters, you can win the big awards, and there's like 7 big awards.
Yeah, they have probably the overall show awards. I'm
The
guessing.
best
like,
overall like waterfowl, best
Yeah.
or the best showpiece. And I think the Canvas Pack has a good chance if it gets first.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you right
It's-
now. When I get the fucking pedestal done, that son of a bitch is gonna be fucking cool.
It's gonna be a sweet piece.
Where are you gonna put it at? That can be a lake bird.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna go to the lake.
It's a big bird.
When are we gonna have a lake weekend?
Soon. Very soon.
Not this weekend, but next weekend. Memorial weekend.
You guys playing at Lake Ozarks?
Wanna come?
That's where the show will be.
That's where I'll be staying.
We'll bring the
whether
big
you're
boat.
there or not.
We'll take the big boat out.
Come on down.
I'll be there for about 4 days.
Yeah,
That'll be
we'll
cool.
We'll
probably
see you out there.
say we'll.
You got a lake house?
No, but I'll probably be down there.
Well, come on down.
Yeah, we're about 2 miles from Coconuts.
I don't either, but I'm gonna mooch off these two.
Come down whenever.
Yeah, say stay. It don't matter to me.
We'll do the same thing we're doing right now. Drinking.
Cold beer.
Hell yeah, can't beat that.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll probably travel one last weekend this weekend, and then after that it's gonna be lake weekend.
South Dakota this weekend.
What are you guys doing in South Dakota?
Turkey hunting.
Are you going to South Dakota this weekend?
God damn, you are mobile. I
Oh,
envy
yeah.
you for that.
I am going.
We're as mobile as it gets. Try to be anyway. It's a lot of long driving nights and sleeping 2 or 3 hours, but
Yeah,
We'll
when
get
me
her
and
done.
Brady went to Kansas, I was like looking at the weather, and so out there the roads are in the area we were in just shit.
I
fucking
was
dirt.
on
Yeah,
the
it's just
phone with
dirt.
them as they were pulling up or trying to pull up
Yeah,
to this
I'm telling
place.
Brady, I'm like, all right, take a left, and keep in mind we're like 50 miles from the nearest town. Like there ain't even road signs shit. I'm like, all right, turn left. Brady goes to go down this road and makes it like
2 feet.
yeah, 2 feet, and he's stuck. I'm like, put this damn thing in four-wheel drive. Puts in four-wheel drive, goes a little farther, and we're like just sinking. It's like sand, mud, nasty. And he's like, well, how much farther we got to go on this road? I said, 20 miles. He was like, no, there ain't no way. I'm like, well, turn around then. We turned around, and we had to go a long way around. We found a better road, whatever. We made it all the way around to where we were. But it was going to, pour rain on us that night. I was like, hell with it. We just sleep in the truck. Pull the truck up next to it, park there, and after it rained, you weren't really going anywhere.
No, it was kind of once we were at the place.
We slept in
were
the
there.
truck for I don't know.
Well, we pulled up to the place about what time we hang out? Probably 1 o'clock. It had to be close to
No.
1.
It was
12:30.
11:30, 12 o'clock.
Was it?
Because I knew I was in bed before midnight. Cause
Oh yeah.
I was drinking.
Yeah.
And I was tanked. And Drake was just sitting here on the phone, and I'm falling asleep on the couch. And I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
I need to
So
go to bed.
we pull up. Anyways, I don't even remember what fucking time it was. We pull up and I'm like, perfect. Park in this little corner of the property. Park, and I'm like, all right, we got to get up in like 4.5, 5 hours, whatever it is. And it was 80, 87, 85, 87
80.
degrees.
I
when
think
we
it was
pulled up.
83. We leaned the seat back, had 83 on the truck, basically inside the truck. Leaned the seat back and was like trying to go to sleep, and I'm like, it's gonna rain pretty damn hard in an hour or two. And I think I fell asleep, but I mean, when it flat came down in the car, it woke me up. I was like, damn, it's raining. Of course, we wake up and it's like 90 in the truck.
It's fucking hot.
Brady starts the truck, runs the AC for a little while, whatever. I fall back asleep and wake up. I don't even know what time it was. I wake up.
It couldn't have, it was like 2:30 or 3.
I mean, I got no blankets, pills, or nothing. I'm just sleeping in like shorts and like what I got now, you know. I'm trying to sleep, and I wake up and I'm like, holy shit, like it's fucking cold. Whatever. So Brady kind of wakes up at the same time or whatever, starts the truck up. 43 degrees outside. So like it was
cold
like,
as piss.
yeah, 45 in the truck, whatever. And I'm like, jeez. So yeah. Anyway, I was like, start the truck, turn the heat on. Yeah, we don't really on our hunting trips. We don't eat like your clients would. Me and Brady drive up there in the middle of nowhere, like not even thinking about what to eat. You know, we're just thinking about like, yeah, we're gonna get on birds in the morning. You know, 50 miles from the nearest place to eat or anything, and we sat there and we hunted for, I don't know, an hour. Well, it was probably hour or so afternoon, one or 2 o'clock. And I'm like, damn, I'm starving. You know, we go back to the truck and we got like a few packs of fruit snacks, some Cheez-Its, and like
Bag snacks.
Yeah, they're just a bunch of shit.
maybe, a few oranges maybe that were old. And I was like, well,
It was fucking terrible.
Yeah, we ate a little bit and that was it. That was all we ate all night or all day.
Yeah, until we got Subway that night.
We got Subway that night.
What type of birds are you hunting?
Rios.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were on that hybrid line, I'd say. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd say both birds we killed were, I don't know, mine probably was a hybrid in all honesty, but
Even this
the
weekend?
the one Landon killed was 100% Rio.
The
But
bird that you guys saw tonight.
the smelly one.
The one that I just cut the fan off of, yeah.
But yeah, no, we were kind of riding that line. The longbeards that we seen, we had like 3 or 4 of them strutting that one Saturday morning, that first morning, and two of them were like 100% like purebred Rios. You could tell they were smaller birds, had the lighter fans, and then the one that I ended up killing out of all of them was the darker, more hybrid, kind of darker fan.
Yeah, well, it didn't
It
matter
didn't even
anyway.
have a fan.
Yeah, never mind, no fan. I pulled the fan out.
Brady pulled all the fan feathers out.
Made for good pictures though,
Yeah. Solid.
if you're into that.
So did you get the whole bird?
Yeah, I got the bird. Well, I don't like doing it, but it was one of them things that was. I'll just go ahead and tell the story because we probably won't tell it any other time, I guess. But the birds were strutting on the county road, and so
Call it a county road.
it's just a dirt 2-track road. Yeah, it's just a 2-track road. And so what we should have done that Sunday morning is we should have just set up on the county road, and we should have just stuck the decoys right in the road. But we still set up on. I mean, I don't know if it's legal to shoot them off the fucking road or not, but it's just dirt. It's just dirt. And so we still set on our side of the fence. And what happened was, I mean, we set up probably 70 yards from them, gobbling, hammering, whatever, fly down, and they fly straight down to the road. And they were strutting on the road. Well, they come rolling by us, and I don't know what I'm gonna say they were between 70 and 75 yards.
It was probably the farthest shot that I've seen anyone attempt or take.
And I told Landon,
sorry, not attempt. I watched Max try to shoot one at like 100+ yards for some odd reason one day because they were getting out of Dodge, and
I just
didn't
said,
go so well.
I mean, we were leaving that day. We were leaving by noon, no matter what. So I said, I'm either gonna shoot now or I said they're gonna walk away.
It was a poke.
Yeah,
I will say that. And I was like, yeah, I mean, the thing is with the birds out there, they pitch down and they don't really, like, you get the eastern tier where they pitch down, they might walk 100 or 2 yards wherever they want to strut for the day or for the majority of the morning, and they literally strut around. These birds hit the ground and
just
like
walk.
They're gone. Like,
Yeah, they just walk all day.
yeah, constantly. Hell, the first day we were out there, when they flew down and we lost them or we stopped hearing them gobble, we were like, I wonder, they got to be close. We waited for 3 or 4 hours and like, nothing. Like, I don't know where they could have went. And you can see a long way out there. So that's when we made it down to the truck to scrounge up the food that we had. And we got driving down the road. I bet you, I'm not even kidding.
I'd say it was a mile and a half.
They were at, a mile or two down the road on like 6 properties over. And I was like,
What the fuck?
yeah, what the hell are they doing over there? And they just completely just do their own little.
And then 20 minutes later, we drove back by, and they had made their way all the way down the creek line, and we're about to cross back onto the place we could hunt. So it was like, what the hell?
But back to your story, it was probably a good 70.
Yeah, I'd say it was 70, 75 yards, and I only had 2 shells in my gun. I usually only keep 2 shells in my gun when I'm turkey hunting. And I told him, I said, I either try it or we watch them walk away and we leave. I was like, fuck it, we got nothing to lose. I'm gonna just try it. So I just put it high on the head and boom, lit one off, and he kind of crumpled. And I was like, fuck.
He flopped a little bit, and then and Brady was like, I think he's kind of running. He shoots the second shell, and I don't really know that he ever really had his head fully picked up. He was just kind of running along,
I mean, he was just kind of scooting along. So I just went ahead and shot my other shell. And I just body shot him at that point just to try and keep him, from going anywhere. So I run out to the dirt road. I don't even know if it was a county road. Just run out to the dirt road, and he's kind of squirming around where he goes to go under the fence to the neighbors where the rest of the birds are in. So I just grab his tail because I'm like, fuck, I don't know what else to grab. I don't know what else to grab.
He's going down the road. I bet we run after him for a good 100, 150 yards.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It was the hardest I've ran in
Brady drops
10
his
years.
gun, and I'm like, well, fuck, we might need this. And so I picked it up, not thinking that it was out of shells. He shot twice. I'm thinking there's another one in there. He sets it down, takes off running. I grab his gun. I'm like running after it too, and I'm kind of like on this side of the fence, and Brady, we're trying to more or less corral him. I mean, we ain't run that far in so long.
But I just
shooting longbeards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The turkey's
grabbed him by his-
zigzagging.
yeah.
Brady's zigzagging. He dived after it one time, missed, got back up, and finally, the bird slowed down a little bit trying to get through that fence. And Brady grabs him.
I just grabbed him by the tail and just poop. His whole fan rips out, and I got it in my hand. I'm like, I look at him like, I got the fan. Turkey's still going. So I just grabbed him by his head and ripped him back across the fence. And I was like, well, I got him or whatever. But like I said, I'm not proud of it. I don't like shooting him at 70 yards. But it was just one of them things. I was like, I either try it.
Opportunity.
Yeah, I was like, we've come out here for literally
2 days.
Yeah, a day and a half.
Yeah.
I was like, I either try it and get him, and we go home, or we just watch him walk away, and I go home. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna just let one eat. And so it was what it was, but it was
I've never let
it
him
was
start.
funny though.
Well, yeah. So I'm quite a ways behind Brady. So whenever he gets the bird, and he comes back, I'm like, hell yeah! Was it one of the big longbeards? He's like, yeah, but it has no tail fan. I'm like, dude, what? I know damn well it had a tail fan. They were all just strutting. He's like, nope, no tail fan. I'm like, well, what happened to it? He's like, I grabbed a hold of it. And I was like, well, where's it at? He just completely grabbed the bird, whatever, left all the feathers. I was like, I wasn't thinking that it was each individual feather. I was thinking he actually ripped it was still a fan. And I'm like, well, let's go back and get it. We're going to take pictures and shit, So we get back down there, whatever, and it's literally just
a group of
a handful of
There's a
feathers
handful
that he dropped or whatever. And I was like, what the hell? So we're picking them up, and we grab them, and I'm like, and then Brady goes, I'm pretty sure I can put all these back together. And I'm like, I doubt it, but good luck.
I think they normally have 18 or 20 of them. I got 18 of them, so.
No, they have 18.
Yeah, I got 18 of them, so I'm gonna just wash them and.
Well, shit, maybe
fan
we
it
can.
back
Yeah,
out,
I
but-
noticed they're all outside.
Yeah, it was fun. It was
Got 'em.
funny though. I thought, oh, what the hell? It wasn't the first time. The first Rio, that turkey right there, actually. Whenever I shot that bird, that was the first Rio I ever shot, and I shot him at 45 yards, I think. It was 45 yards. And whatever, I walked up to him and he started flopping or whatever. And the guy we were with, he's like, where are you going to mount the bird? And I'm like, yeah. Well, he half-assed stood up and kind of went to fucking go away. And again, I just grabbed him by his tail, and he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. He's like, let him go, let him go. Whatever, I let him go. But I have a bad habit of grabbing birds by the by the tail.
Tragic.
We better wrap this bitch up.
Yeah, we better wrap it up.
How long have we been on here?
Take a guess.
2.5 hours.
Yeah.
2:18, rolling over about 2:19 right now.
Well, if anyone takes anything from
No
this
one's
one-
even listening at this point.
If anyone takes anything from this one,
There's a lot of good stories. to
Take-
tell. You got to listen to the whole thing.
The only person that's going to listen this far is Drake.
the lessons to come out of this one is throw your bow in the ditch when it comes to turkey hunting.
Yep.
Take the shotgun every time.
Yep.
And book a hunt with Habitat Flats so you can eat Hudson's food.
Yeah, if
Bingo.
you want to eat some damn good food, go to Habitat Flats.
Shoot big body deer.
Yeah, only
shoot
big body.
animals that have big bodies. Who cares about the rack? Only look at the
Yeah.
body.
Big
if it's got a
body.
if it's big bodied, it's definitely big rack.
Leave your boat home for sure.
Yeah, definitely leave your boat
Yeah,
home.
we learned a good life lesson that morning.
If
I tried to drill that in his brain. No matter how cool turkey hunting sounds with a bow,
yeah,
Don't
not,
do
it's
and you
not-
can use a gun. Gun's probably the better
Use the
option.
gun.
Yeah.
Correct.
If you
I
have,
mean, how many guys go out with a bow during rifle season? Like this many. Not
This
very
is-
many.
This is
I
true.
do.
Yeah, well, how often are you successful when you could be successful with a rifle?
How often am I successful with a bow?
Compared to with a rifle.
Well, every time I shoot a deer with a rifle, I can shoot the same distance with a bow.
well, let's just say that
What?
Jesus.
Every
Kill
deer,
deer at 500 yards with
Every
a rifle. There ain't no
rifle-
way
every
you're
ri-
shooting that far with a bow.
every rifle deer I've shot is like 45 yards or less.
But the one time you take your bow and not a rifle, that sucks.
I will say most of the bucks I've shot with my rifle, I could have shot with a bow.
yeah, but I'm that guy. I like pulling the trigger. Like I don't care.
I just like
we know,
blasting shit.
Landon.
I like-
we know
I like
you
the
to
boom.
pull the trigger.
Boom!
Yeah,
Cannon.
yeah.
Bow's too quiet for me.
If I could take,
I agree with you, Hud.
yeah,
I agree.
I agree. Also, I guess another life lesson: if there's a ton of arrows sticking out of a tree somewhere, Cade's dad's probably been on the property.
So you need to go the other way.
Yeah.
And he
It
has
looks like-
seen has seen a big bodied deer in there.
Big bodied something.
There's
hadn't-
something big bodied.
He might
in
not have
their
killed it,
property.
Yeah.
but
There is a big
he's
bodied
marking his
If
territory.
I could take a
Also, I'd say the most important one out of this is if anyone out there has a bow technician named Curtis, find a new one.
All right. Closing thoughts, everyone.
That would be all my closing thoughts.
Stay hunting.
Yeah, that's it. Hudson, we
Stay out
appreciate
there.
you coming on.
Yeah, awesome.
Hopefully we didn't keep you too long. Hopefully you ain't got an early morning in the morning.
We'll do another one at some point. We'll hear
Yeah.
your.
We'll have to get with you post waterfowl season and see how it went.
Absolutely.
We'll get back after it, see how our mounts do at the taxidermy show with Cade.
Yeah, yeah. Sure, they'll turn out pretty good. They look
Last
pretty good right
place.
now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll give it a number one.
Dude,
They
I'm,
look sick.
I'm gonna be really surprised if them bitches don't win.
I'm doing Nick's tomorrow, I think. So
You'll have to send me a video of it.
I ain't gonna work at all tomorrow. I'm just gonna be sitting,
Just
Sitting
go
on your
stare
phone.
at it.
wait, look on your phone. Is it
looking at
Snap?
my phone.
Send me Snap.
Where's the Snapchat from Cade? God damn it. Where's the Snapchat from Cade?
It's my bird messed up. Send him that one spot, Cade. It's still that one
Yeah,
spot.
it's that one
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah. We better end there.
All right, we'll end it with that.
Our castle's built. It's time to call it a
Yeah.
night.
Someone's got to top it off. But anyways, appreciate everybody for listening. As always, wrap your tag around the main beam. Peace.